extending the U.S.-Iran ceasefire due to expire next week. The extension would allow for further diplomacy, which President Trump says is in the cards.
In a phone call with the New York Post, the president said a second round of talks with Iran could be happening over the next 2 days. He initially told the newspaper they would likely be held somewhere in Europe, but later suggested that they could be held again in Pakistan's capital. Last weekend's initial round of talks ended without an agreement on Iran's nuclear ambitions, which the Trump administration says is a central sticking point. Greg Clugston, the White House.
President Trump claims that China has agreed not to provide Iran with weapons amid reports that Beijing was weighing such arms transfers. April 15th, tax deadline day. Economist Steve Moore says the refunds are higher this year. He credits Trump tax policy.
People are seeing a nice reduction in their income taxes. People, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, the lower tax rates.
More with the Committee to Unleash Prosperity tells the Salem Radio Network the average family gained about roughly $2,000 on a lower tax bill this year. Pro golfer Sergio Garcia apologizes for losing his cool during the final round of the Masters.
Garcia hit a bad tee shot on the second hole and twice slammed his driver into the turf. He also slammed the club against a bench and broke off the head. The Masters had an official issue him a code of conduct warning a few holes later. It's the first time the conduct policy has been issued at the Masters. Garcia says he respects and values everything about the Masters and Augusta National and regrets the way he acted. Bob Agnew reporting.
On Wall Street this morning, the Dow futures are up 42 points. NASDAQ futures are flat. The S&P futures 4 points higher ahead of this morning's opening bell. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Advantage Gold, America's #1 precious metals company, is sounding the alarm that a storm is coming and that now is the time to diversify your portfolio before it's too late. That's why we're offering an emergency gold and silver protection kit valued at $49, absolutely free for anyone who calls today at 800-900-8000. This kit includes critical information for investors with a retirement account seeking to own physical gold and silver but want to do it tax and penalty free. Advantage Gold has helped investors protect and secure their wealth with physical gold and silver since 2014. Call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000 and we'll rush your emergency gold and silver kit plus a free copy of Ken Rogoff's book, Our Dollar, Your Problem. See how gold and silver can help you protect and secure your wealth with the help of Advantage Gold. Results vary. Consult your tax advisor before investing. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
A humanitarian catastrophe worsens as the Sudan civil war grinds on, a conflict that's been overshadowed by wars elsewhere in the world.
Famine, massacres, and now badly needed food and other supplies are under strain. Sudan on Wednesday enters a fourth year of war that's being called an abandoned crisis, as a new conflict in the Middle East throws into shadow the fighting that has forced 13 million people to flee their homes. Growing evidence shows regional powers like the United Arab Emirates backing combatants behind the scenes. UN humanitarian chief Tom Fletcher says this grim and chastening anniversary marks another year when the world has failed to meet the test of Sudan. I'm Charles de la Tesma.
The UN says at least 250 people, including Rohingya refugees and Bangladeshi nationals, are missing after a boat capsized in the Andaman Sea recently. The Bangladesh Coast Guard says 9 people were rescued. Townhall.com. Mangled steel, shattered glass, shattered lives high in the Colorado mountains.
Officials say crashes involving about 70 vehicles bottlenecked a section of a snowy Colorado highway Tuesday. 8 people were hospitalized. 1 person sustained serious bodily injuries. The Colorado State Patrol says the massive pileup prompted officials to close the eastbound side of Interstate 70 in Clear Creek County, about 50 miles west of Denver. Video images show multiple semi-trucks involved, with debris lining the roadway. Fronts of vehicles smashed, and at least 1 vehicle balanced partially off the ground. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Many Americans are turning to artificial intelligence tools like ChatGPT for medical advice. Gallup poll out today finds that about 1 in 4 U.S. adults used AI for health information in the past month. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Yep, welcome to Halfway Day.
Hope your day is going amazingly well.
Indeed.
Sun's shining.
Quite nice out this morning, actually.
Yeah, not seeing a cloud in the sky.
No huge breeze, or no major, massive wind.
No, although my weed tree outside here is whipping a little bit.
It's whipping a bit, yeah.
But
it's just gentle breezes.
Yeah.
Summer breeze, spring breeze, I guess.
Spring to summer like breeze, or is it still winter? I don't remember. It's March. I think it's spring now.
It makes me feel fine.
Well, happy Wednesday, everybody. Today we kind of have a little different of a show for you today.
It's neat. You know how when a block of TV programs all run the same storyline?
Yeah.
They did on TGIF where Urkel would show up at all the shows.
Right.
Or they did a block of shows on Family Guy where Family Guy, Cleveland Show, and Mike and Dad were all dealing with a hurricane.
Yeah.
That's kind of this. The whole show is connected tissue, you know?
Mostly. We're here today. But yes, for folks not aware, I guess you say Chaves County DUI partners with the school district here in Chaves County, and school districts here in Chaves County, because there's more than one, and partners with them to do a event that they do every year.
Around prom season.
We're roughly around, yes, called Every 15 Minutes. And it is a campaign to show youth the dark side of, or the ramifications, there you go, of drinking and driving, texting and driving, doing these types of things. And so on the day that they do Every 15 Minutes, a school in Chaves County will be a host for the Every 15 Minutes day. And what they do is they recreate an entire accident scene where, there's usually it's a drunk driving incident involved, and the students, some students will be randomly picked out of the school to serve as victims or the drivers, or just various roles in the accident. While the student body kind of gets to see the accident, see the students in their various roles, whether they're a victim or whatever that is that they've got scenario set up. The parents get involved of the students, and basically the students go through the whole process, whether the booking part, seeing the medical side, the first responder side, really seeing all aspects of the impact. I mean, they even get to the court stuff and the coroner and the grieving with the families. It's very thorough.
It's an interesting program the way that they run it too, because it also, I mean, even if you're not one of the students that's picked every 15 minutes, you still feel that impact of losing your fellow student, losing a friend, losing a person who is maybe a partner on a project in your class. That person's not there anymore, and you have to deal with kind of the impact of what's life going to be like if they're not a part of this?
Absolutely. Yeah. So it really is an eye-opening thing they do each year. I'm going to wait till our guests get here because I'm not sure if I'm officially allowed to say which school it's yet or not. So I'm going to wait till we bring some guests on before I say which one is going to be the host school for this year's Every 15 Minutes. But obviously I'm it's 7:10. Based on timelines, I don't know if the schools itself, the players probably know. But the student body may not know yet. They may just be learning these things.
I don't think, because I did the program when I was in high school.
Yeah, see, they
it's
didn't
been around
have it
for a while.
Yeah,
I don't think that the students are let known beforehand.
Okay.
Again, I could be wrong because I was never picked, but
Right.
I don't think that they specifically tell the students.
Gotcha.
That that they're
They just
gonna be
get
the
tapped
ones.
by the Grim
Now,
Reaper or
I
whatever.
will say this: if you're trying to think of the right way to put this.
Yeah.
If you are in a higher social standing than other students, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like the quarterback of the football team,
And they do
cheerleaders,
that by design.
They do. They absolutely
They want to
do.
get quote unquote influential students to be kind of the players there. So you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
to create a, I guess you could say a bigger impact. Maybe it'd be the right term there. So
Yeah, absolutely.
What's going on here? I can't tell.
I can't be reading right now. I'm doing radio.
In my days when I had eyes.
But yeah,
I
no, it
could,
is.
But I can't now.
It is a fantastic program, and the fact that they've been running consistently like this for well over 20
They're
years.
not supposed to know, according to text
Gotcha.
from Mr. Luck. That's what
Duly
I got
noted.
Here. Yes. So, yeah, gotcha. But anyway, so today is that day.
Yes.
And so we're going to be talking a little bit about that. Speaking of Mr. Luck there, Brian Lux will join us in the 8 o'clock hour, superintendent for the RSD. We'll talk a little about school board meeting, but also talk, obviously, about what's going on today with Every 15 Minutes. But here in just a few minutes, this hour, we're going to be joined by several folks here talking a little bit more about the Every 15 Minutes program. Of course, we'll have Deputy Police Chief Mike Taylor join us. We'll also have Deputy Fire Chief Daniel Fuller join us, and Michael Briscoe, head of the detention center. They're going to join us here this hour talking about their planning, because there's multi-tiers. You know, we have fire, rescue, corrections. There's the court system, and there's so many different entities that get involved with Every 15 Minutes. So we're going to talk with them and talk about their perspective and their participation in this hour. So we'll do all that here in just a few with those three gentlemen. Then, like I said, Brian Luck will join us in the 8 o'clock hour. We'll talk about Every 15 Minutes from his perspective. Obviously, as he's been, principal, teacher. He's been the gamut, so he's experienced a few of these from different perspectives. So
gotten to play a few different sides.
Yeah, so we'll talk with Brian Luck here, and then in the 9 o'clock hour, I don't think we'll have any guests there, but so what we'll do is Dr. Powell with ENMUR joined us yesterday. We'll replay that interview there. So not so much about drinking and driving, but education.
Education.
So, yeah.
That's right.
So there you go. All right. Plus we'll have the newses of the local, national variety, Wall Street business updates, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. Before we do any of that, let's go ahead and take a gander at your weather, which today pretty nice, but a little cooler later on this week.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Little windy today, 15 to 25 miles an hour, but we get sunshine. High pressure will be over the southwestern states covering our area, about 80 on the afternoon high. We're in the mid-40s overnight. The wind will calm down a little bit, and then sunny and a little breezy on Thursday. And it will be warmer, too. We'll be in the mid-80s. Looks like we'll stay in the mid-80s with sunshine on Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 51 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 32% with winds out of the northwest at 9 miles per hour. Sunny skies. High right around 80 today. Winds will be out of the west 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, skies will be clear. Overnight low of 43 degrees. West winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow, sunny, warmer, 86 for a high tomorrow. Winds out of the south 15 to 20 miles per hour. Friday, we are looking at a windy one, sunny, 85, but the winds will be blowing out of the southwest early, 5 to 15 miles per hour, but those winds are going to pick up 20 to 30, gusting as high as 40 miles per hour later in the day on Friday. those winds will look like they're bringing in cooler temperatures for the weekend. Saturday, we're looking at sunny skies, highs near 70. And then once again, Sunday, mostly sunny, highs once again near 70. No talk of rain now on Monday, but there's a 20% chance Sunday night. So looks like those rain chances they were mentioning are starting to peter out already, which it's New Mexico, man, especially south. That's what happens here. Deal with it. It's what we do. Once in a while, one squeaks through, but most time they kind of peter out by the time it's actually for the rain there. So, all right, it is 7:15. We're going to take a commercial break here. I got to see one, about a 4.5 minute break here. And then on the other side, we'll have Michael Briscoe, Daniel Fuller, and Mike Taylor join us here on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Spring has sprung, and with the weather warming up, road trip season will soon be here. Make sure your ride is road ready by springing by the service department at Roswell Hyundai. Their team of experts can check your battery and suspension absolutely free. And with their AC inspection and performance test, which includes a multi-point inspection and performance test, brake and tire check, and fluid top-off for only $124.99, the adventure will stay cool. Get road ready for spring with the service department at Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd, call 575-623-6850, or visit RoswellHyundai.com. Come on, 2, 3. Direct from
Life is built on decisions. Some are good, some are bad, and some can be life-altering. Every decision you make, from the time you wake up to the time you close your eyes, affects everything around you. This decision caused a crash that will change lives forever. Alcohol. If you decide to drink alcohol and drive, you put everyone and everything at risk. Are you willing to potentially kill someone or ruin their life because you chose to drink and drive? When you woke up this morning, were you planning to change lives forever? When there's a crash and 911 is dialed, it feels like time decides to slow down. Seconds become minutes. Minutes become hours. You hear the sirens, but they are too far away to be seen. Where are they? Once help finally arrives, they have to assess the situation before they can help at all. Depending on the severity of the crash, they may have to cut you out of your vehicle. The vehicle which could become your own tomb, all because you made the decision to drink alcohol and drive. Was it fun? Are you happy with yourself? Death is swarming all over the scene of the crash. Who will they choose? They will take someone away forever. A helicopter is coming for those with critical injuries. Every time you see or hear a helicopter in the sky, you will remember the life fading from a friend's eyes and the pain left in their family members. If you are injured, the doctors will treat you and your friends who have become your victims, if they can. You will be arrested and charged with the very minimum of driving while under the influence of alcohol or drugs. If you killed someone, you will also be charged with vehicular homicide. That means you murdered someone with your car. If you happen to die and think it's over, you're wrong. Your family will have to deal with the infinite lack of your presence. They will eternally question whether or not they raised you right. Every birthday, holiday, and special event, they will be celebrating at your grave. Life is full of decisions. Which will you make? Don't drink and drive, and don't allow others to do it either. Every 15 minutes, it all happens again.
701 East Country Club, 701 East Country Club. It's going to be a multiple vehicle accident.
Rescue 1 and Truck 1 are around.
Rescue 1, Truck 1.
Gage Street's around.
Gage Street.
Not my boy. Not my boy. Not my boy. Not my boy.
It's pretty sad that I'm like, well, it was before my time, or I was before its time, and I'm like, well, I'm not that old, but I'm like,
no, you are.
I guess I am.
Okay.
I was in high school when it came out.
When it first came out. So, but it is all joking aside here. It is it's a very obviously it's an amazing program. That's hence the reason it's been going on for 30 plus years here. But it's designed to show, and they do this always kind of around prom, graduation. It's kind of towards the end of the year where it's a big time for most of these students, and they're like, whether they're especially high school students, and they're ones that are graduating and so forth. But they always do it around this time, and they really and they get all levels of EMS or fire and rescue, first responders, from law enforcement to first responders to even the courts and judicial system side of things, to show these students the impact of you making the simple decision of drinking and driving, or texting and driving, or impaired driving, and just showing all the different moving parts from the family and the emotional side to the actual nuts and bolts logistical side of fire and rescue and officers and so forth, physically on scene doing all this stuff. And so it's to give not only the students involved, the direct students that are playing the roles of victims or whatever, but the class, the school that is participating each year, just really to see this impact of what that decision makes, and just hopefully show them. I mean, and parents get involved. It is really from all facets here, and today's the day that they do that. Now, I don't know if because they keep, and this is the thing too, everything's been kept up under wraps until the day of the event. No one except for the people that need to know even know what school it's going to be taking place at. And so all that's actually being kind of unveiled as we speak right now. So I don't want to say too much about,
not knowing exactly where,
too early here.
Not knowing exactly what stage they're in at the moment. But yeah, you're exactly right on all of that. It's, it covers every aspect. It brings in the students. There's role players that are involved in it. The parents are made aware of it, especially on the students, the different involvement of the students, the different roles. Then the parents are let in, but the parents have to be quiet about it because it's almost a shock of conscience type situation that they want to get over on a lot of these kids.
Absolutely.
Because they want to make a lot of it a surprise. I guess, for a lack of better words.
Sure. Well,
they when they pull them out and when they start, they sequester those students.
Sure.
And as time goes on and the actual program goes goes through, then of course the students are able to come out, from the specific school.
Mm-hmm.
They're able to come out. They're able to view the situation because it's done right there in front of the school,
Sure.
and it's a real life situation.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they make it.
Oh, there's
they
blood and
make
guts.
it.
There's
yes,
the whole.
They make
there's a Grim Reaper that kind of goes through.
They make
It is as real as they can make it.
Real as they can make it,
and it's down to the T's. The T's are crossed and I's are dotted.
It's designed to, like you said, shock the system a little bit. It much like what would happen in the real world. Let's face it, the DUI incident and things like I'm telling, and unfortunately, over the past couple of years, and even in the past few months, we've had too much experience with vehicles and not always alcohol related, but just lack of attention to detail or doing, being dumb in a car.
Well,
yeah, that's right.
Well, as we know, I mean, vehicle accidents are one of the things that is the most sudden.
Yeah.
You can and not to downplay situations, but if you have an illness in the family or if you have a long-term situation, then you see that, you understand it, you work through it. But a vehicle accident is one of those that it's instantaneous.
Absolutely.
And your world is turned upside down.
And no matter where you are in life,
a second.
Like you could literally be, and this is kind of why they do it around where ideally this is kind of a high point in their life where there's a lot to look forward to, a lot going. You're about to graduate. They're about to, and literally, and that's when these kinds of events happen. It's sometimes at the most opportune moment in life. Then tragedy just changes it by one simple decision.
Right. And not only that, but the ripple effect that it reaches out to. So
sure,
like you have, of course, the direct impact with the victim and the perpetrator, right? But then their family members are affected, their schoolmates are affected. Counselors, like
Absolutely.
the ripple effect of a crash, a DWI crash, is phenomenal. Like it's widely spread.
Absolutely. And here's the thing, and I think we understand this, especially males here in the room, that when you're a 16, 17, 18-year-old male, but I'm sure women, you're indestructible.
That's right.
You don't understand that. Oh yeah, bad things. You know what I mean?
Well, it's not
Because
going to happen to you.
Yeah, you're young, you're strong, you're arguably probably in the best shape of your life. You know what I mean? You're just there, and so you don't realize that I can die, or things or tragedy happens,
or I can kill somebody else,
kill somebody else, and they don't also understand the impact of being parents yet, or knowing that aspect where. Once you become a parent, your whole life shifts to my job is to protect this child I created.
Well, and through this program, that's one of the areas that you see a huge emotional situation is the parents.
That's right. Yeah,
because some of these role players are. The designation is that they didn't survive the wreck.
Yeah, not everybody comes out of winning this, folks.
And so, and so the parents are made aware of this prior to, and then they have to keep it, kind of quiet to their children.
Sure.
But then when it starts getting that onion starts getting peeled back, and the program starts playing out.
Sure.
Then a lot of these parents have said, it's as close to the real thing as it can be because you have to go through the entire process. So they go through being notified.
Sure.
They have to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
And then from the hospital to...
And then they're starting to actually put themselves in that scenario.
For the parents,
they think they're
ready. The parents think they're ready
until it happens.
Until it happens, and then the emotions start. Emotions start flowing. It's really difficult at that moment.
They think they're ready until they have to sit down and write the obituary.
Absolutely. So you got to put pen to paper.
So
you got to make it real.
About your own kid that's devastating, even though it's not.
And it's their biggest fear, even if they didn't realize it in the forefront. That's maybe the moment they realize that. It's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the moment they said, oh my gosh, I would have never thought like that I'm going to might outlive my kid.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the moment.
And then,
they
like
had
I said, the program takes them real life through each and every phase. So they actually go to funeral home. They go
Yeah, they
through
see
a
the
funeral. They go to the cemetery. It's played out throughout the entire deal, and
that's actually,
and that shock factor for the parents is just as dynamic.
Absolutely,
the program puts them through exactly every phase in order as a real life scenario. So they leave the crash either in a body bag or in handcuffs, or going to by ambulance, or even we actually bring in a helicopter for it, and then from there they go. The perpetrator goes, of course, gets their medical screenings, and then they go get to the jail and get booked in. They go through the whole process of being booked in prior to court. The medical, they go to medical to the hospital. They get flown there in an ambulance and get triaged there. And I mean, it's just every facet of the real life scenario.
Sure,
is planned,
played out.
into
absolutely.
This.
It's from everything to the morgue to the it is. And by the way, it is some shocking stuff. The kids will see things and experience things that ideally we hope makes them think when they go home, and they sits in the back of their head and reminds them that this could be the consequences if I change, if I choose to do.
And while it's all pretend, there's so much aspects of this that it's real, and it's meant to be real, and it's not. It may be moulage or it may be pretend, but it's treated by the responders and by everyone that's a part of the program as being real, and so it just heightens the seriousness of it, and it really hits home.
Yeah, there's nothing designed on this that is make believe or that's fantasy. This is real life stuff. Yeah, you have role players, and so it's not actually going through as people.
At the end of the day, everyone gets up. This is the good news. Is they got fake blood on and all that,
but it's certainly as real as it can be without being real.
I know for a fact that the law enforcement, their heart gets racing too. Those fire and EMS and law enforcement, their hearts are pumping. Because I'm guessing it's a bit of a training tool for you guys as well.
No, it absolutely is. We're getting a cut on a car. We got vehicle extrication. You got hose lines being pulled. You got fire trucks showing up.
You
with
probably
sirens.
got some of your young guys that need more experience in that. They're the ones in there.
It's really good. But
when
we teach these, we're telling these guys, hey, show up. You need to talk like it's a real patient. And so they're using the same vocabulary. They're talking like we're dealing with the deceased victims, with serious level 1 trauma patients, and so forth. And so it's a level above what we would even consider training.
They bring in helicopter. Legit.
They will land the helicopter today.
It is. Put it this way: if you're a theater major, this is the highest budgeted production this as far as that way goes, because it really is a partnership, and I know Diane does an amazing job of kind of coordinating the law enforcement with the medical side, with the court side, because like you said, you got to free up judges, you got to and those folks already got full schedules and things, so
we're talking hundreds, maybe thousands of hours pre-planning this.
Absolutely. And so, and then of course they get to experience some of the jail side of things, and so I imagine do even some like actual inmates, obviously not, but do they get kind of involved with some of the program too, either talking or sharing their experiences?
Well, like I was saying, the ripple effect of this program is crazy. Last year when we took the tour of the jail, we actually bring those kids through the jail so they could see a real life, the whole real life, and at the jail there's nothing scripted there. It's all real.
Sure.
And I've actually had a couple of offenders come out to me and like, hey, I'm in for DWI, and seeing them made me realize that I'm going the wrong way because that could be my kid.
Gotcha.
And it's turned a couple of my.
So you're actually kind of going the other way, where they're seeing these kids, and it's like, dude, this is, this is what that's the example I'm setting for my child.
Right.
I need to get. That's how awesome.
And I've had a couple inmates tell me, like, I think that if I went through that program when I was younger, I might not be on my 7th DWI.
Sure.
I might not be an alcoholic. I might not have killed somebody.
So it's kind of, reverse, unintended consequences,
the
good thing. Or,
everywhere.
Exactly here. So that's
great. You've got to take the consideration that a lot of people don't look at as well is on the first responders that go through this. We've prepared, we've worked with the program, we've prepared, but when you get on scene, you're going to have moments that is going to reflect back to the real life that happened 2 months ago, 2 days ago, 2 years ago. And as these first responders are going through this, yes, they know it's a mock scene, but they've lived this multiple times in the past. And
there's
so
a PTSD
you have a little bit of
variable going on here.
Yeah, it's not even like it is exactly PTSD. It is. It's a reflection of what
it's just a reflection of everything, and all of that can revolve and they handle it well, but that's just the reality. When you talk about the ripple effect, people don't understand.
Sure,
it's a ripple and touches lives and people that may have never even seen these people or their families, never been a part of them, but it's an entire community type situation.
People do remember every one of these folks behind the badge are human beings. There's a heart behind that badge.
100%.
And I've been lucky enough to be involved in it as a student. I've been lucky enough to be a parent involved in it and a administrator. So I've seen every aspect of it, and I've seen the motions from all different sides of that. Just because I got to do all three.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, I went through as a student in high school, and it was an incredible experience to be on the backside of this now, being able to administer the program.
Absolutely.
It was super special. So.
But I imagine, and that's probably another layer for especially you guys at your level here, because, you're at leadership roles, which in essence, part of most of your job is looking out for your people. Right. And so I imagine days like this, you're even kind of doing a double take. Like, hey, you guys okay? Just kind of, you know what I mean? Just like you said, you're seeing some stuff too. This ain't, you're all right with this, right? You probably, watching each other six, just doing that part as well too. So that's something. Again, this is why this every 15 minutes program is so important. And the reason why we come on the radio every year to talk, because obviously there's a lot going on. There's going to be people that are going to not know this, and they're going to be near the school that's going down here, and they'll be like, what? It's going to look crazy, chaotic. And so we want to let folks know all is good. It's under control. This is a controlled environment. Yes, we're aware of sights and sirens and what looks like to be chaos in front of the school right now, but we know that. But that also being said, too, is we hope we use families as an opportunity to talk with their own family members about this, what they see today.
Even people driving by that crash scene, it puts something in their mind. It puts it in their mind to talk to their families as well.
Exactly. Yeah. We want the town to talk about. Yes.
Yeah.
We're the event is going to be at one school and very localized as far as the action going on here.
Yeah.
But the impact we want to impact the entire county. We want every family sitting around the dinner table tonight talking about what you did at school and talking about some of the things they saw, heard, and experienced, and how do you feel about that, and at least start those conversations.
Right. I think it doesn't even start. It's not necessarily just for the high schools. I know my daughter's listening right now. She's 7, and those conversations start now.
Yes.
And it's for the parents that are listening to this. If your kids are in elementary school, the conversations start now about consequences and what that looks like.
They grow up too quick,
and so forth.
And the ones you think you're about, it's like
you're gonna blink an eye.
I got years before I have that talk.
Yeah.
No, you don't. You gotta have it quicker than you think.
You gotta have those conversations early on. If not, it's too late.
As time has gone on, we all realized that when we were all a certain age, when we were all young, things were just different.
Sure.
And it doesn't matter. There's an age gap between us sitting right here. But it was different. There were different times. There was still the same situations took place. There was still DUI wrecks back then and everything else like that. But the kids nowadays are faced with so much more at such an earlier age, and so.
And
those talks, just like
and cannabis adds a whole nother level to this that you can't wrap, because it's a trickier.
It's hard.
I mean, let's face it. You drink some alcohol, we're going to know pretty quick you got a problem. Cannabis don't work like that always, and so it's a trickier.
Yeah, they just face
to chase a little bit.
A whole different world than a lot of us did growing up, and it's in their face. Constantly. Way early, way early.
Well, back then we didn't have social media either, and the distraction of even texting and driving, cannabis. We didn't have to deal with all that,
right? Well, and I grew up in Mike, like I was a child of the 70s, so we had seatbelts in cars. We didn't know what they're for. You know what I mean? They're like, is this to hold your groceries? What is this thing here?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we never wore them.
And sometimes that was the first thing you did was cut them out because they were in the way. They get closed in the door, so you just cut them out before you ever.
Let alone drinking and driving. They, the people back then, they were like, "Don't drink and drive because you might spill your beer." It had nothing to do with
wrecking
and so. We as a society have evolved to this, and I'd like to say we're going to keep evolving here. But you're right. So. As we evolve and we say, drinking and driving, for someone 30 years ago, it's like, okay, maybe you didn't know because, but now there's no, you can't turn on a thing without being educated about, as we should. But that being said, the world's getting so small so quick that you can't, like you said, for a youth, the peer pressure, like we had peer pressures, but we really didn't have a phone yelling at me 24/7 or thing. You literally can't go. You can't get away from it.
Right.
At least from us, you got off the school bus and you were safe till tomorrow. You know what I mean? It was kind of that mindset. And so you're right. The stresses, the pressures, the mental health side of it is much tougher for youth, I think, nowadays than it was, regardless of our age, what generation we went through here. You know what I mean? And so you have to kind of roll that into this as well here, too. Right. And that's what this is about. So please, parents, if you're listening and say, like I said, this is going to go down today. If your child is directly involved or indirectly involved or just catch wind or even not, talk with them at dinner tonight or when you get that opportunity and say, hey, this is kind of stuff, and I hope we never have to have these conversations, never have to deal. But talk, an ounce of prevention now will prevent that pound of pain later. That's just 100%. That's what we're talking about.
The ones that won't be talking at dinner tonight are the ones that are involved in this program, because I don't think a lot of people realize that when they get selected for the program, they get taken away from their families too.
Sure.
So they're not even going to be with their families tonight.
They'll be committed to the
until the end of the program. They're not.
I didn't realize it went that long. I thought maybe they were done by 4 o'clock or whatever. I guess it keeps going.
No, they won't be. They won't be with their families tonight. They will be with chaperones.
Yeah. See, I'm too old for it. I missed it all, so I never got to see. It's really cool. I kind of wish I did get to experience that back. I had McGruff. I didn't really have. You know what I mean? We didn't have the same. I think I had I was in that era where they like to use like the power lift teams or the whatever to try to get you. Don't do drugs, kid. They get this guy that crush an anvil or something. Yeah.
Smash a bat over their leg.
Which is cool, don't get me wrong. But actually, and I got really lucky, though. This is when I was in high school, and I grew up in the D.C. area. They had a stand-up comedian come in to speak to us about drugs and alcohol and all that. And he did his whole bit, and then like a year later, I saw the guy on TV. It was Tim Allen. Oh, wow. It was Tim. It was Tool Time. Tim Allen. Cool. For folks who don't know, Tim Allen has a history with. I happened to. It was part of his community. He had to go speak and things, and so he literally spoke at my high school, and he did the whole row, 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 and all. That's what reminded me of him, because I remember him in high school doing the row, row, and then I saw, that's the dude. Yeah, he's doing the row, row. So I got to see Tim Allen in high school, and I was just because he was literally doing his community service from his prior life as an actor. So, but anyway, I got sidetracked here. This, that's what I had. But this program is way more impactful, way more, and there's a reason why it's been going on for 20 plus years. Right. And I really do appreciate the fact that all of your different departments, your guys, they get involved and participate. You guys, as departments, there's always a fire to stomp out somewhere, you know what I mean? And so for you guys to kind of add this curriculum on top of your day-to-day, save the world stuff, you guys, you know what I mean? It's like every day, everything's a real world scenario for us, Right. And so to be able to step aside to recreate this fake world to give that experience to these youth to hopefully never see them in the real world scenarios.
It's like outreach for us is the biggest thing. And if we can prevent something from happening, that means that's the best. That's the best win for us.
If you can prevent one,
you win.
Yep. If you prevent one, then it's a win-win.
Sure. Well, and for you guys, it's rough. I mean, it's and I don't care if it's cops or corrections or fire EMS, whatever it is. when you're brand new and young, you're young and hungry, and you want to get in the action, so to speak. Soldiers, they want to get into the thing. But then the job kind of gets into you a little bit, and after a few years of that, you're not so. Because what's on the other side.
Right.
What's
you get seasoned real quick.
Yeah.
Around here, and that seasoning sometimes can affect you
Absolutely.
a little bit.
Well, and unfortunately, every officer is going to take that home with them because they're going to put them. Because I'm going to get, especially your young fire EMS deputies, they're going to be out there and they're going to see the kid laying there and say, "That's my kid."
Yep.
Or
that's
was
one
my
of the
cousin,
biggest.
That's
one of the biggest hits that I've seen. Through the police department is over years is when you go to a certain incident. It could be a car wreck. It could be a number of different things. But when you have a relatable item, because you have children maybe the same age, or a nephew or a niece, somebody that you're close to, and it's within the same age, it's almost impossible not to. You place their face on that child.
Absolutely.
And it can carry, and that's why, when we were talking a while ago, the ripple effect. You just don't know the detriment that it does throughout the entire community to everybody involved, people that weren't even involved.
Absolutely.
It's a very dramatic situation.
Absolutely. Well, it's I think it's just human nature where you can, yes, in the big scope of the world, there's always something terrible going on. But as humans, we kind of, the ignorance is bliss. What you don't know isn't happening, kind of thing. But the moment you see it in front of you, and the moment you have an opportunity to put you in that or make it a possibility in your world, that's when we as humans kind of, it's kind of that young and dumb thing. We never think we can die till you have a near thing, and you're like, I'm not that.
Even the people that's not directly involved or don't have a child or a loved one that's involved in it, they're even affected by it.
Right.
I mean, last year, just for Travis County, we spent over $70,000 of taxpayers' money housing DWI offenders. So the taxpayers, at the end of the day, are even affected by it. So the ripple effect don't only hit the people that are involved, but it actually goes further than that.
Sure.
Too,
Well, and that's where the next question is, like you said, the monetary thing. It's like, well, how much money are we going to spend on Band-Aids when we can start spending money on the equipment to fix it? You know what I mean? And that's kind of where we're at. We're because it's such a pandemic, we're spending more money on Band-Aids than we can spend on trying to solve the root of the problem here. And that's kind of where we're at here. And so we're tired of, we're tired of having to tell families that your child's not coming home. So, yes, we're going to scare the living daylights out of you. We might even offend a few people out here. We're sorry. But guess what? You know what? We'd rather have you offended and come see us tomorrow than you not offended and you're not here with us tomorrow. And at the end of the day, that's what every 15 minutes is about. We want to make sure that your kids, our kids, my kids, and your parents all have a tomorrow. And that's what we're trying to do.
And I've been on the flip side of that. I've been on the situation where I've been the notifying party at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
You experience this.
God forbid that anybody has to go through that. Reality is that there are families that do, and reality is that there are officers that go through that as well. And you go tell these parents at 2 o'clock in the morning, wake them up out of what they're in a peaceful sleep, you would think.
How do you mentally prepare yourself for that?
You don't.
You can't.
You don't.
You don't prepare, you just deal with.
You just take it.
Do the fallout.
You do it the best and the most
and you're like
the most soft and the most cordial you can at the moment. But then you sit there and you witness their reaction.
Sure.
And you cannot separate yourself. You try to. You have to.
Well, if someone's screaming, crying in your face, and you want to hug them, you want to help them.
We live in this. We work in a world where we are fixers. We can go and we can solve a situation for a lot of people. a lot of bad situations for a lot of people.
You can't fix emotions.
You can't fix that. So when you pronounce someone deceased or whatever the case, and you start watching this family unfold, it's incredibly difficult.
Sure.
It just, again, it's
well,
there's
how
nothing you can do. There's
how do you
nothing
not
can
take
do.
that home yourself?
You do.
You go home and then you bring it to your spouse.
There's got to be a healthy outlet for it. And we could probably talk hours on mental health of first responders and the difficulties of it.
But that's why we got, and to be honest, I feel like this is something we've only been talking about the last 20 years. Like law enforcement has been dealing with this since humans have been on Earth. But it feels like no one's cared about, well, maybe there's an impact of doing this day in and day out, except for, I'd say, the last 20, 25, whatever.
I'd say it's probably gotten, probably in the last 10 is the
so
biggest,
I'm giving
push.
credit to it. Yeah,
you're giving probably a little bit too much credit.
Yeah.
Like you see it advancing further now on the first responder side, but probably the last 10 it's been a little bit more notable.
Like military's the same way. I kind of have that. They were military maybe just slightly ahead of the curve, but not by much, because it was about 20, 25 years ago they started post-Vietnam, like Gulf Wars, when
It's
they said,
been,
maybe we
you're
should
tough
start
guys.
looking at these
We'll get over it. Just swallow it down. You're good, and that's not the case anymore.
Gulf Wars when they finally said, hey, maybe we ought to start taking care of these guys. Kind of thing. So, but that's kind of, and so yes, and that's also today. Yes, we want, at the end of the day, this is about shaking these kids into not drinking and driving and kind of knocking that in their system. But there are so many more people that take so much away from this. And like you said, even the inmates that are currently just seeing them, the kids going through, that's making an impact. Because again, like we said, we see ourselves in them, or they see us in them. And like you said, the law enforcement. And to be honest, this is a great training tool. Like you said, I'm sure as far as you guys as deputy chiefs here and chiefs, you're kind of saying, great, I get some kind of seat time for my guys here. They get to go. And like you said, this is short of wrapping a car around a tree. This is about as real as we're going to get do this in a situation here. So so at the end of the day, there's so many positives here for so much. But at the end of the day, it's a lot of moving parts and it's a lot of things. And oh, by the way, life doesn't stop either. This could also happen on a day that just might happen to be a busy day because there's a major accident or major something in town that requires all hands on deck. That's why I said, please behave a little bit today if you can. You just keep.
There's still a job to do for the rest of us. So we still got to answer the call eventually, but hopefully it's quiet during this. So
yes, but like I said, I don't feel comfortable announcing the school yet. Brian Luck will be here next hour. I imagine at that point we can probably let more information go on that. But that being said, if you do happen to accidentally stumble across this or whatever it's going down, if you're near the school that it's taking place at today, it's all planned. It's all good. If you do call 911, they are aware of it, but don't worry about it. They're dispatcher's been on alert, so when they get a bunch of calls about this, man, here's chaos going. It's okay, we got it. Right. So, but that being said, if you do get it's all planned. But we do also want to remind folks to sit down, talk with your kids tonight, know what's going on here. This will be going on in the schools today. Your kids might feel a certain way about some of it. If they're impacted, please engage, talk. I
think it's important to know that a hard or an awkward conversation will yield far more fruit than no conversation at all. And so it's important to have those conversations.
Trust me, as adults in your own relationships, has that ever worked out in any other thing?
Never once.
If you've been divorced 6 times, this might be one of those reasons. I'm just saying, maybe we can buck stops here.
Well, and that's the big thing is just 90% of everything that can be solved within a family starts at home.
Absolutely.
And 100%. So you have to have those hard conversations. And if this program is what it takes to initiate that conversation, because as we spoke a while ago, the driving situation, you're driving around, everybody's got cell phones, texting, driving, everything else like that. Well, that goes even a little bit further that at home. Put the phone down, mom and dad. Put them down. Have your children put them down. Sit down and have a conversation.
Yeah. And maybe not have a dinner in front of a TV either.
Yes. Have it around the table at night.
Initiate that. Start asking questions. Start getting more involved in just knowledge of what the kids are going through.
Sure.
And that's where it starts. It has to start at home, and it has to start by just opening your mouth and just starting a conversation.
You got to be nosy, but also you can also have the conversation where, yes, as parents, you got to be nosy. You got to be doing all that stuff. But at the same time, as they get older, you can have the conversations, talk with them, understand, make them understand. It's like, I'm going to continue to do this, but let's have a serious conversation. What's that make you feel? What's that? You're raising an adult. And so the life along the way, as you're teaching these things, this is part of that. It's part of that skill, part of that thing. And so, yes, you've got to be the parent. You want to be the friend, but at the end of the day, you got to be the parent, and safety trumps everything else. Yeah. Regardless of, if you had a fight, you had a fight, but they're coming home tomorrow. That's the whole point here. But but we want to invoke those conversations. Yep. We want to create that dialogue. We want to create people talking about this, because the more people are talking about it, the more it's in their id and on their awareness, the less they're going to pick up a beer or, like you said, distracted driving or buy anything, take an edible and go drive, whatever it is they're doing. That's gonna, hopefully they'll think before they do that stuff. And
the kids that are in the program, I think one of the good things about it is after the crash, everything, the next day they have assembly. And those kids have to write letters to their families, basically a goodbye letter. And just sitting in the audience, hearing those, and the impact on it, and watching the parents, it's just mind blowing the impact that it actually has.
You don't realize you feel what you feel until it's time to put pen to paper or make put it to the forefront of your mind. It doesn't. You don't realize what's percolating back there till you gotta try to force yourself to bring it to the forefront here. And probably for some of these kids, that's the first time in their life they've had to experience trying to do something like that.
Or to walk out, they have to walk out on a stage carrying their own urn.
Sure.
I mean, every kid that dies in that, they have an urn that they have to carry out there and read that letter. And just seeing those kids with the urn was a big impact on the other students.
You can't imagine. Yeah, because it does. It makes, because like we said at the beginning, they're 16, 17-year-old kids. They ain't death. They're indestructible. We all were at that age. You just don't think about that kind of stuff. You really, life's a cartoon to you. You know what I mean? And so this is that moment. They're saying, no, you Wile E. Cody into that brick wall. You are not coming back. That's what we're talking about here. So. We're almost out of time, and I do appreciate you guys spending it, because I know this is, even like this time of day, this is like their time where like no one's calling me, I can sit at my desk or do whatever and get my work done. You know what I mean? This is that quiet hours for you guys. So I do appreciate you doing.
That's our pleasure to be
here.
Anytime.
Real quick, while we got three the branches here. Always looking for great members to be a part of the PD, the fire department, and certainly with corrections here. Please, I guess. Probably city website for almost all those. You can find the applications. Yes. Just go to Roswell -nm.gov, and then there'll be the jobs tab, and you'll find all of those there. But
seems like we're always hiring, so we're always looking for good troops to join the ranks. So
always great careers, and they're all. Every one of these, they're all kind of built. It's not like you just show up, fill out an application, they say start on Monday. You know what I mean?
No, there's a process.
There's a process.
For police, for fire, you're kind of building up to even get to the training. It's like, hey, we're going to get you ready for the training. And so it is a lifestyle, and it is certainly a family, and it's a camaraderie. But if you love that kinship, if you love that, a family within your family, you got your family, but law enforcement, EMS, that's your other family.
You don't do it for the money. You don't do any of these careers for the money. You do it because you want to be a police.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to serve your community. You want to do the best that you can, give back.
Well, and let's face it, all the stuff we were just talking about this previous hour, that's the stuff you're dealing with on a daily basis. And guess what? Sometimes the only people that can relate to that are people that have chewed that same dirt with you. And so
it's a calling.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody. I can tell you that.
Absolutely.
We've all seen people come in thinking this is what they've. You hear the story all the time. I always wanted to be a cop. I always wanted to be a fireman. You always wanted to be in a public servant position, and then they get in there and they're like, "Whoa, this is not what I anticipated. This is not what I thought it was going to be." It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
But for the ones that do find that they fit into that mold, it's a very rewarding position. As we spoke earlier, you have elements of it that aren't good.
No.
And they're going to stick with you forever. But at the end of the day, you did the best you could for your community.
Sure.
And you served proudly to make the community a better place.
You save lives at the end of the day. And
yeah.
It is. It's a good.
And the firemen save cats.
Yes.
So you save lives
Someone's
and
got to do
cats.
it. Yeah, someone's got to do it.
Cats and look good on calendars, right?
Everyone loves the firemen. A lot of people don't like the cops. Everyone loves the firemen.
But if you want to be the toughest of tough, you're definitely a correction officer, not a cop.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, because you got to be quick on your feet mentally. Because most of the day you're just being talking and being friends and being stuff. But thank you guys. We do appreciate it. And anything else we can do, please come on. Whatever we can do, please. What we can do, don't hesitate to reach out and stay safe. And tell you guys we appreciate everything they do. So.
Well, and also we're always looking for volunteers to help out with every 15 minutes program. So if there's anyone out there that wants to volunteer their time to help, they just need to reach out to Diane to be involved in it.
I mean, makeup artists, the whole thing. I mean, it's a whole production.
It's a whole production.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we appreciate you every year.
Anytime.
Having us on here and being able to, project this through the radio and get the information out. We're very thankful for y'all allowing us to do that every year.
I get the easy part. I just sit here and act like an idiot. Y'all doing all the work. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. It is 8 o'clock. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. News in progress.
Productive, and that the two sides had agreed to begin direct negotiations at a mutually agreed time and venue. The U.S. and Israel focused on disarming Hezbollah, which has already rejected these talks. Israel's ambassador to the U.S., Yaakov Leiter, said the two sides were united in a desire to liberate Lebanon from Hezbollah. Lebanon's ambassador, Neda Hamada Moad, said she'd stressed her country's sovereignty and had called for a ceasefire and the return of displaced people to their homes.
The BBC's Neda Tawfik in Washington. It is the second school shooting in Turkey in as many days. This time, 4 people have been killed, 20 others wounded. Authorities say the gunman, a student at the school, is dead. Watching Wall Street this morning, stocks have been bouncing between small gains and losses. The Dow is now down 125 points, while the Nasdaq is up 112 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
The U.S. military prepares to work out with a Southeast Asia ally.
Officials say more than 1,700 American and Philippine military personnel will participate in one of their largest annual combat exercises in the country. That underscores the U.S.'s continuing security commitment to Asia. During the maneuvers taking place April 20th through May 8th, Japanese forces will fire a missile in a ship-sinking exercise in northwestern Philippine waters facing the disputed South China Sea. China has opposed combat drills, especially those involving U.S. forces in the region, including in or near the disputed South China Sea, which Beijing claims virtually in its entirety. I'm Julie Walker.
Meeting today with the Russian foreign minister in Beijing, Chinese President Xi is touting the stability and certainty of China-Russia relations. Xi calls those ties precious in the face of an upheaval on the international scene. News and analysis, townhall.com. The government has been playing the name game, naming the most commonly found surnames in the U.S.
The U.S. Census Bureau reported Tuesday that Smith, Johnson, Williams, Brown, and Jones were the top 5 last names in the U.S. in 2020, unchanged from 2010. The fastest growing surnames from 2010 to 2020 were Asian, including Zhang, Liu, and Wang. The most popular male first names were Michael, John, James, David, and Robert, while Mary, Maria, Jennifer, Elizabeth, and Patricia topped the female list. Unlike the Social Security Administration's annual count of baby names, the Census Bureau's tally includes everyone, not just newborns. Keith Peters, Washington.
A fast food empire was born on this very day way back in 1955. That's when Ray Kroc opened the first McDonald's. It was in Illinois. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The demolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
They call it the Deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Yes, sir.
It is every 15 minutes day.
It is.
Of course, I'm guessing about right now, things are probably starting to get underway, and with the every 15 minutes. Of course, we big thank you to Mike and Daniel and Mike and Daniel for joining us. Mike Briscoe, Mike Taylor, and Dan Fuller, Deputy Fire Chief, Police Chief, and Warden, respectively, joining us last hour to chit-chat about every 15 minutes, the impact from their side. And there's a lot of moving parts. It's a good deal.
Yeah,
it's a really cool thing that they do. I mean, it's tough. Don't get me wrong. It's emotionally, but it's really cool.
And the program itself has evolved so much just over the course of, because like you were saying last hour, it started in 1999.
Yeah.
There's a 19 in that, you know?
That's right.
That's as my nieces and nephews always said, what was it like going to school in the 1900s? You know, but yeah, so this program...
We always party like it's 1999.
We try to, at least. But yeah, this program's been around for 27 years.
Yeah.
Basically.
Math.
So it's had a chance to kind of come into its own and evolve. And not only that, but technology for law enforcement and detection has evolved. And and it's almost like a testing ground for kind of, you know, how this is supposed to play out.
Jerry Bruckheimer presents. I mean, it's going to get to that level.
No, what we need to do is we need to bring in what's his name? Michael Bay.
There you go.
Yeah, we need to bring in some explosions.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of which, sort of, Jocelyn posted, I think, last hour of the. There is a video that Diana, the DWI program, gave me that it's a well-produced video, kind of giving a synopsis of what every 15 minutes, and it's a highly produced video with the music, and that's when you said Jerry Bruckheimer, Michael Bay, that's what reminded me of it, and it's kind of showing the Reaper, the accident, the whole, it kind of gives you a perspective if you've never got to see what it's like for yourself.
It's a very surreal experience, because like when you're, I mean, high schoolers in general, they tend to kind of have more of like a jovial, you know, like, haha, we're just joking around, messing around. but then everything gets real serious real quick.
Oh, yeah.
The second you're like having a conversation with somebody, and next thing you know, you see the Grim Reaper come in your class and put his hand on your friend's shoulder, and you don't see him for the rest of the day.
Yeah, it gets weird.
It messes with you, man.
Yep, yeah. So that is going on here today, and we do appreciate they kind of include us here on the radio so we can get to kind of share. It's kind of funny, and this is like because it's kind of top secret. Like they know months in advance what school it's going to be, and usually I get wind about a month out.
Right. It's one of those things. Every business, every company, every work, every job has those like little secret things that kind of make it extra special. That's one thing about working in radio is you tend to find stuff out early.
Well, and this is one of those ones I always feel bad. It's like I don't want to be the guy that because there's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah,
and so I'm sure there's anybody knows if you want a conspiracy theory to succeed, if there's two people, you got to kill the other one for it to succeed. Otherwise, it doesn't. But so that being said, I expect word to leak out, but I'm like, I'll be. God, because they know, it's the radio guy. It's the guy with the biggest mouth's going to tell everybody. So I'm like, no, I'm not saying nothing to nobody.
You don't want to be the guy. Yeah. Have you seen that video? There's a few of these, but like there's a guy who built this gigantic 8-foot tower out of popsicle sticks, and there's a dude from the news interviewing him, but he's got a corded microphone, and he goes around to talk to the guy, and his microphone drags through, and it just. And the guy just looks at the. He's like, "Come on, man! You don't want to be that guy."
Now that's just beautiful.
It is. It's one of those you're like because all you can do is stand there and look at it. You're just like, I've been watching a lot of fail videos, and that's my favorite reaction is when something happens. They'll be carrying a pane of glass, and it just shatters, and they just like, well, now what?
Yep. And that's all I'd say about that.
That being said, we don't want to spoil anything.
But so I don't. Yeah, so I potentially no because I already know. So I wait till someone else tells me I can say it before I say it. But I'm guessing we're right about where at this point people are starting to know.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, Brian Luck, superintendent for the Roswell Independent School District, he will join us here in just a few minutes. Just coincidentally, this was his normal time slot. To join us to talk about
school board
and
stuff
hiccups
to do with the educational system, but it all coincides with every 15 minutes.
So he's been a part of one of these a time or two or 12. So he'll chat with us about that,
and he's seen it from different perspectives too, because he's been both the teacher, the principal, the superintendent, Super Nintendo. It's I was a Sega kid, although I did trade up to a Super Nintendo. They did this thing when I was a kid. If you traded in your Sega Genesis, that you could for a Super Nintendo, you would also get Super Mario All-Stars, which had all of the Mario games from the regular Nintendo. So I'm like, well, that's way more than I have now. So yeah, I'm trading this thing in.
I feel like if you bought a Super Nintendo in a certain window, it came with that All-Stars game.
For the most part, it usually was pack-in game was Super Mario World, but the All-Stars was like an added pack-in for the sale.
I think if you bought one late,
Kids today will never understand how vicious the video game wars of the 90s were. Like some of those commercials were just vicious. Yeah. Genesis had this whole run. Genesis does what Nintendo don't. I mean, they were cruel to each other.
But at the end of the day, who's the one trading their Segas for Nintendo?
Just saying, who's still making consoles and who's making games for other consoles?
That's right. Mario's just had a movie come out. That's all I'm saying. Ain't no Sega movies coming out recently.
I heard somebody describe the new Super Mario movie as basically jangling keys in front of kids.
That probably sounds right.
It's loud, it's bright, it's got the characters the kids know, and it's also got references for the moms and dads that got drugged to the theater, like Rob the Robot, the pack-in thing that came with the NES is in it, Star Fox is in it, there's a bunch of other ones. But
telling you, Idiocracy is a guidebook to the future. I'm telling you.
The moment I knew that we were in trouble with that is when you stopped seeing cartoon movies where the characters were doing voices. When it started being like, we want you to sound like you so that people realize, oh, that's Seth Rogen. There's no reason for Seth Rogen to inject that god-awful laugh of his into the trailer for Animal Farm, other than to be like, so people like me in the theater be like, oh, Seth Rogen's in this.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's sad. You know, it's a bygone era.
All actors want look at me. That's what they do. That's kind of their main thing. So.
Like Mario, he sounds like Chris Pratt doing a slightly.
Are they still
New
doing
York
the
accent.
Let's Go and all that? Oh boy.
Oh yeah. He in this new one he goes.
I never saw the first one.
In this new one he goes, Mamma Mia.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mamma Mia, let it. Sorry. They crossed like 3 different things there. It went from Queen to Mamma Mia.
Oh, we're all over the place, man. It's every 15 minutes a day. Dogs hanging with cats.
Which, to be honest, I'm proud as a man to say this. I have never seen the Mamma Mia movies.
I haven't either. I can now.
Sorry, that's my.
I
my breakfast clue.
Now the one part where I have to slide my man card back across the table is you can say, I bet confidently, you've never seen any Pitch Perfect movies, have you?
No, I can take that back. I've seen parts of those.
Okay, but you've never sat down.
I don't think I've seen from start to finish.
Yeah, I was married for a good long while,
and I've seen parts of several of the movies.
Actually, now that I think about it, the last time I saw a movie at the South Theater was Pitch Perfect 3.
Wow.
That's
how many of them are there?
There's just 3.
Okay.
I think. I hope.
I may have seen like the first one actually, like in its entirety. I may have. I don't remember.
They jumped the shark after 3.
I figure.
There's only so far you can take a cappella.
Well, yeah. I mean, come on. Yeah. Come on.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love a cappella. With those, when you can make your voice sound like an entire band, that's awesome. But
there's
only so far you can take it.
Well, I can only. It's if it was just singing, I'm fine. It's the other hour and a half of in between that.
Oh yeah,
drives me
that's the story, man. You come for the story.
It's like Clueless 2025. This drives me nuts.
Still holds up, by the way.
Clueless
still holds up. Yep.
I gotta get going, but
I know.
I'm starting to get a little mad that they're doing this move now where they're just basically shaming older actors now. Like they'll take these women of the 90s that were like kind of sex symbol, your Christine Applegates, or or kind of in the late 80s, early 90s.
Sure.
And all these women are like my age and older and all that. And they don't look like they did when they're 20. And they're like basically just shaming them online. It's like then and now. And it's like, why?
Now
they're getting older. That's what happens. Yes, Christine Applegate was when she was 20 or whatever it was. Now she has multiple sclerosis in her 50s. And
a team of hair and makeup people, the best plastic surgery money can. Of course, she looked amazing in 1994.
Right.
But things life happens.
Jennifer Love Hewitt, they like to mess. I'm like, to be honest, for a lady in her 50s, she looks pretty good. I thought.
Absolutely. There's some out there that I'm like, you look better now than you did then.
Yeah.
But
it's like the whole internet's like on this thing where they want to, if you're a woman that was kind of a sex icon or kind of known for your looks, they're going to lambaste you now because you don't look like you did 30 years ago, and they're like, it's your fault you don't look like you did 30 years ago.
Now, in fairness, plastic surgery technology has come so far.
Sure.
Because there was a period in time where if you got plastic surgery, you were going to look like a clownfish.
Right.
It was just going to happen.
Well, and I don't mind making fun of those people because if you're going to make your lips then that's on you.
Right.
But
you can't get sad once you inflate the tire and then it deflates.
The ones they're really pooping on are the ones that literally are just aging. They're just aging naturally, gracefully. They're just, it happens. Things, you gain weight. This is what life happens.
Well, and I'll tell you what that is. That's a microcosm of the internet.
Yeah.
The internet will find any small thing and blow it up into a.
This is why
huge
mental health is because everyone believes this crap.
I did a story yesterday that said if you do a 2-week digital detox, put your phone down, leave it down, use it for calls and texts, but no scrolling or anything. You can reverse the cognitive decline on the average brain by 10 years.
I believe that.
In 2 weeks.
I believe that.
So I'm just saying, you got to get off it.
I got to quit my job so I can get off the internet because that's the only reason I'm really social, because I kind of have to do that because I got to know stuff. So
you're like, I can't wait to retire. I'm going to do so much gardening.
Yes.
I'm going to go doom scroll.
I'm just going to do weird things like microwave goobers on tortillas, and I'm going to be doing it.
I've reached an age where the microwave has become more of an experimentation device than anything else.
It's like my Bunsen burner.
Oh, wait till you get to the air fryer.
All right, it is 19 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let's do this. Let's pause for weather and a quick break, and then Brian Luck will join us on the other side, superintendent for the RESD. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Little windy today, 15 to 25 miles an hour, but we get sunshine. High pressure will be over the southwestern states covering our area, about 80 on the afternoon high. We're in the mid-40s overnight. The wind will calm down a little bit, and then sunny and a little breezy on Thursday. And it will be warmer, too. We'll be in the mid-80s. Looks like we'll stay in the mid-80s with sunshine on Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Attention, attention. They've done it again. For 3 years in a row, Roswell Hyundai is the #1 used car supercenter in New Mexico. Whether you're in the market for a large truck, a super high-end luxury vehicle, or an affordable car for first-time buyers, the Roswell Hyundai Used Car Supercenter has one that fits your needs and your budget. So if you're looking for the best deal on your next vehicle, head for the #1 Used Car Supercenter in southeastern New Mexico 3 years straight. Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd. When you or your loved one is miles away from the nearest hospital, Trans-Aero Medevac has you covered. Out in the oil field, accidents can't wait. The Trans-Aero Helicopter Medical Evacuation Response Team gets critical care to you fast. No matter how remote the site, when every second counts, trust the fastest lifeline in the sky, Trans-Aero Medevac. Proudly serving Southeast New Mexico and West Texas. Loan for free thanks to the partnership from the City of Artesia and Trans-Aero Medevac. Life support by
Roswell Tire and Appliance will beat Home Depot prices on appliances, and they will beat discount tire prices on tires. It's not complicated. It's not difficult. Listen one more time. Roswell Tire and Appliance will beat Home Depot prices, and they will beat discount tire prices. Come into the store for all the details.
This is why the Maloney of Roswell Tire and Appliance inviting you to shop local and save.
They'll beat Home Depot prices, and they'll beat discount tire prices. 101 South Main. Call 575-213-1362 or go online at RoswellTireandAppliance.com.
Step back in time and experience the medieval magic of the Lincoln Forest Renaissance Fair by Oso Productions. Friday through Sunday, May 15th through the 17th at Wingfield Park in Ruidoso, New Mexico. From medieval combat competitions to traditional crafts, a diverse selection of artisans selling handcrafted goods, Renaissance attire, jewelry, swords, and more. Friday 4 to 9, Saturday 10 to 9, Sunday 10 to 5. Get your tickets online at LincolnForestFair.com. The Lincoln Forest Renaissance Fair, Friday through Sunday, May 15th through the 17th at Wingfield Park in Ruidoso.
The technicians at Bob Reed Pest Control have been providing pest management services for over 50 years and will continue to set high standards for their customers. Protect your family's most important investment, your home, and protect your children and pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Everyone at Bob Reed Pest Control are trained and knowledgeable in the latest pest management practices, offering effective treatment plans for each situation. Bob Reed Pest Control. Find them online at BobReedPestControl.com or call 575-623-5344. That's 575-623-5344. Serving all of Southeast New Mexico. Find them fast in names and numbers.
Exciting news for Southeast New Mexico. The Advanced Heart and Vascular Center of New Mexico in Carlsbad, home to Dr. Amanda Ryan's trusted cardiology care for over 13 years, is now part of Current Clinic. That means world-class electrophysiology services right here in Southeast New Mexico. No more 3-hour drives to see a specialist. Current Clinic is bringing advanced, life-changing treatment for atrial fibrillation, AFib, and other heart rhythm disorders close to home. Early intervention for AFib can dramatically lower your risk of stroke, and our goal is to help our community understand just how important that is. You and your loved ones deserve comprehensive, cutting-edge heart care without leaving town. If you're experiencing an irregular heartbeat or AFib symptoms, expert care is now available locally. Visit CurrentClinic.com today to learn more and schedule your consultation. Current Clinic, easy access to comprehensive AFib care right here in Southeast New Mexico.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 23 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Superintendent for the Roswell Independent School District, Mr. Brian Look, back with us. Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
How's your world today?
You know what? It's beautiful outside. I was walking in a minute ago.
It does look pretty out.
Oh, gosh. Just a little hint of a breeze, and it's so pretty.
Yeah, it's like
what a
that
beautiful day.
I don't even see a cloud out there at the moment, so it's looking good. So.
And if you did, it wouldn't be raining.
Yeah.
So.
But it is kind of a busy day in the school district this morning. As if you're just tuning in, we've been talking about every 15 minutes, which is today here in Chavez County. And if you're not familiar, this is a program that they've been doing for 25 plus years now, 27 or whatever the number is. But it really, they'll take a school in Chavez County, and this is going on nationally in various other, but here in Chavez County, they've been doing it since 99.
Yes.
But every year, a different school in Chavez County will be the quote unquote scene for an accident. They're going to they're going to simulate a drunk driving accident, and these students will see every facet from the accident to the ramifications from the family side to the EMS and logistical side to the court system they see every basically by them deciding to take a drink or texting and driving or whatever, they're seeing the domino effect of that decision and where it leads. Yes, and these students will spend basically today and tomorrow, I guess, kind of in this program. Now, this year, they're doing it at Goddard High School.
Yes, sir.
And the Goddard has been the chosen school for this year. So as we speak, they're probably pulling the kids out of class.
Every 15 minutes.
Yeah, every 15 minutes, the designate. Now, by design, they usually choose students that are kind of, like they'll choose the captain of the football team, people that are kind of more, have a bigger platform or kind of more influential in the school, if that's the right term. I don't know.
Yeah, and
that's the right.
It's
bigger
really
spotlight, maybe.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's not always the most popular, and it's not always the trouble kids. But what it is they always look for kids that'll have the opportunity to make the biggest impact by telling their story.
Sure.
So if it's a kid out of this group or a kid out of that group, and I'm specifically not saying groups because I don't want to offend anybody, but when the counselors and the admin look at it, it's like, okay, if we can only pick roughly 15, 20 kids that are going to go through this, that will do everything you just said.
Right.
And the rest of the student body will see the kids being pulled out of class. We'll get them out probably 9:30, 9:45-ish. They'll view the wreck scene, the crash scene. And then those other kids will go through a bunch of stuff, and I mean a bunch of stuff, and their parents will go through a bunch of stuff.
Sure.
So when they get
this
back,
is almost as hard on the parents as it is the students.
And right now there's professionals, there's parents in our community that are having law enforcement walk into their businesses and notify them that their child was killed in a car DWI wreck today.
Yeah.
And even though they know it's coming, I've had several parents that have said, this is brutal.
Sure.
Like, I wasn't ready for that.
Until you see it.
Yeah, when they came in and they said it was my kid and the officer's there and they've got all, so that's the other part to it is, and I tried to listen as much as I could to the first hour, but when the Grim Reaper walks in, I mean, this is a big person. And they come in and they're in full attire and they'll call the kid's name and they'll grab them and the Grim Reaper walks out. Law enforcement officer, full dress, is sitting there and they read the obituary that was written by the parents. And the rest of the kids in class are sitting there listening to it. And the crazy one, there may be a class that there'll be 2 kids. And they'll come, like, let's say at 8 o'clock, and then 8:15, everybody's kind of sitting there, and 8:15 goes by, nobody else. And then 8:30.
They're almost like waiting for
8:30, and that the first time I ever saw that, the impact that second kid had was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. And so they'll do their reading. They'll get the kiddos upstairs. They've all got a part to play. Some of them are just watching, but then there's others that once they get into that crash, we've got a driver, and that driver will be field sobriety tested. They'll be arrested. They'll be handcuffed. They'll be placed in the back of a state police car right in front of everybody. And even that particular individual, they said, I knew it wasn't real, but those handcuffs were very real, and the back of that car was, and the way they treated me was real. So everybody plays that role. They get them to court. They walk them through the back.
They just like they would if they
did.
They were being accused of a crime.
Orange jumpsuit, the whole 9 yards. The kids are set in the jury box.
Do they feed them jail food? Just kidding.
You know what? They may try, but I don't know that I've seen a kid yet that could eat.
They're probably not in much of an appetite.
They could eat. Then they get them through, and they do some other stuff. And I'm not real sure how much of it is open. But
sure.
I do know this. They've got they go to a funeral.
Mm-hmm.
They go to the cemetery. There's an actual gravestone that says every 15 minutes, and they have a mock service right there. Then they get them back over to the motel tonight, and they've got several speakers that have lived this one way, shape, form, or another, and they talk to the kids. They feed them up. They take care of them. We got several businesses in town. If you've participated in this, thank you. I'm not even going to try.
They do hook them up, huh?
Because it's been a while since I've lived that particular part. One of the assistant principals right now over at Goddard is the one that was the liaison with that, Diane Taylor and her crew. This is not their first rodeo.
No, they've been doing this for years, and they're well-oiled machines.
They are, and I will say this: so the timing, the goal right now is Goddard will probably not have this for at least 4 years. So the thought here is that the freshmen have seen this. And then depending on where it plays out, 4 years after this, then we'll get another group. And, you figure if you take Goddard High, Roswell High, Gateway, Dexter, Hagerman, Lake Arthur.
Sure.
We've had the Youth Challenge. We've had other places that they've tried to do some of these events at. It doesn't take long to get 10 years out of there pretty darn quick.
Absolutely.
And
so it's kind of the idea maybe once every 4 years that the high school gets to experience that kind of thing.
The thought is that no kid before they leave high school has not seen this.
Makes sense.
So depending on how that works out, whether that is so that would be this year's 8th graders.
Yeah.
Whether that means they see it their senior year or where, they go from there.
But they do get to experience at some point their career, their student career. Here.
Yeah, and I will say this too. This is very, very time and labor intensive, and it's extremely expensive.
I'm about to say, there's a lot of moving parts here. It's so much going on.
And it is just done. I mean, the meetings that I was part of whenever I was, assistant principal at Goddard, they would get to the different things, staging. Oh, that's Mike's. Pizzas. Oh, that's so-and-so. I mean, they didn't even think about it. It just, they roll through. And again, it's a labor of love. And these are all people that are involved in the business. You had the crew in here a while ago to talk about it.
Yeah.
And their hope is that they don't want to see this.
Well, that's the point. And that's kind of what, why I was so fortunate to get to talk with the Chiefs here last hour. From their perspective, and understanding that, yes, this is PTSD for these guys, too, in some aspects. Because, when they see these kids sprawled out in the cars, the horrors that they experience, from their first responder perspective. And they take, because it's human nature. You see kids in bad situations. Human nature says, I put myself or my own kids, and that's just how humans think. And so all these law enforcement guys, that when they see these kids in these cars, they're seeing their kids in these cars. They're seeing and so even every 15 minutes for them is a trigger point for some time, depending on the guys doing the thing. And so it's an amazing feat on all sides, from the students that are involved to literally those guys that are sitting there recreating the crash scenes and all the to even the guys at the morgue, the judges, because and that's just it too, is you don't understand that these judges, they have full dockets, everything, you know what I mean? And so for them to be able to say, I'm going to make time to make sure we do this, and they're already over saturated schedules, is very good to see.
Take the courthouse, for instance. If you've had to go to court for any reason, or even had to go downstairs to file something with the county or different things, it's a process to get inside, and knowing that you're fixing to have a set of 100, 150, because the parents can go watch this, visitors that are coming through. The fact that they're willing and able gladly to give this up, that's usually about the time the kids will have a sack lunch out there on the courthouse lawn, kind of a deal. And then they're bused somewhere else. And we've got the bus company. I can't remember which one does it right off the top of my head, but they donate a bus to take these kids back and forth every day. They'll have a reunification meal. So they'll do the funeral tomorrow.
Okay.
at Goddard, and that's a rough one because they'll get up and read them, and they'll start reading some of those letters that they write to the kids. Something like, "Dear Mom and Dad, every 15 minutes someone's killed in a drug or alcohol-related crash. Today that someone was me," and then they fill in the blanks right after that. And when the kids start to see someone they know, and that's why you try to you get that large gamut of population.
You want to get as many people as a connection as possible.
And you sit there and you watch 2 17-year-old high school kids, 3, 4, 5 of them, that in no world would have ever communicated. They may say hi, something like that, but to watch them walk up and put their arm around a crying fellow classmate of theirs and have it be reciprocated that, man, I'm here for you, and you were here for me, and it opens a lot of doors that, only time will tell. The impact. I know personally, just real quick, two impacts for me. Fourth, fifth year, something like that. I had a kiddo that played basketball for me. Goes through the program. His mother gets up in front of the student body and reads her letter to her son that I would have never read even in private. God bless her. She just poured out her soul to her kid, and everybody was just, oh my goodness, what that must have taken for her to do that. Fast forward probably 5-6 years ago. So the kiddo was in his mid-30s and he had a medical episode and died. And we go to his funeral and his mother gets back up and she reads the exact same obituary. And I was just sitting there, and I was done. I was like, well, somebody else is going to have to be my spot at the pallbearers deal because I can't do this.
That's hard.
The other thing, you start looking at like the impact. They'll have a guest speaker tomorrow at the assembly, and he'll speak about his daughter and the crash that she was in and everything that happened. And the young lady that was actually driving the vehicle for the crash caught the bouquet at my wedding.
Wow.
So I was having this discussion with my wife this morning. I said, "Are you ready for that?"
Yeah.
And she says, "I am." And I said, "Okay."
Yeah.
I said, because
again, you don't realize the impact of decision and thing, and even this year's later in this, it's still there.
So graduation had happened, and I want to say it was either the first or the second week right after graduation when I got the phone call on Monday morning. And I was just like, how in the world am I going to call my wife and tell her this?
Man.
So it's one of those deals where if people will open up and let it just saturate them, and then have the peace at the end of it to know that it didn't happen like this, and it doesn't have to happen like this. We've had a rough year. We've had a rough year, and
sometimes you got to air it out to let it heal, kind of thing, and that's probably some of what this is about.
We will have counselors available.
Yeah.
We set a state record for how many tissues are used, and I say that I got to lighten it up a little bit.
So don't get the green people like, how many trees are there?
If you've never, our veterans assemblies, we do a phenomenal job with our veterans assemblies, and we have the attention of the students. But if you've ever wanted to walk into a facility with 900 to 1,200 people sitting in it that are just completely silent, that's what that's going to look like tomorrow. Kids come in, they do their thing, reunification lunch. They've got a business here in town that they'll go and they'll eat lunch, and literally they still keep them separate. So the parents have been to the funeral, they've done all this stuff, the kids have done all this stuff, and the assembly gets ready to be over, and they make the kids get up and they walk them out, and they're on a bus. And they're off to lunch, and they still keep them separate. Then the kids, if they didn't, everybody reads letters back and forth, and then we reunify them, and then we move on into the season that is, which you've got your proms coming up, you've got graduations coming up, and hopefully the lesson sinks in.
Absolutely.
I've not had a prom in 30 years that I have not woke up the next morning and been just like, okay. Especially now with technology, I feel much better now waking up going, okay, we made it, we're good. But early on, it was pretty rough.
And it's and I hope, and this is where I hope these messages keep sinking in, because, and I get it, kids are kids, life happens, people going to do dumb things.
Oh yeah,
but at the bare minimum, have the plan, have the when you do come across the kid that did the thing that wasn't supposed to do the thing. Let's make sure the kid does now get in a car and go drive somewhere. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, be active, be vigilant. You don't let your friend drive. Your friend screwed up, then you physically stop them from driving. I mean, that I feel like we're in a place now that, people will actively stop something from that, like that happening.
You would hope.
Yeah.
And it's funny because just as much as you would say, well, with how technology has changed and how information is so much quicker and how everything is so much different, you still have a generation every year that undergoes the same set of stuff and the same set of circumstances that we have all been through.
It's kind of, and I'm not trying to trivialize or say it's sad, but all of us have a yearbook that's got the picture in the back of in memory of somebody because someone they lost. And it's always something dumb like this, drunk driving or something that could have been easily avoided.
Well, and like I was saying a second ago, there are years. I mean, the school district is a statistic waiting to happen. Large businesses, cities, towns, states, everything is a statistic waiting to be marked somewhere. Well, this was this or this was that. And, I remember the first go round of where we lost a kiddo up at Goddard, one of my first years. And, I won't forget the veteran teacher had made the comment. They said, you know what, this won't be the last. This isn't the first. It won't be the last. And, you just move forward from that. And then you find out that there are others that have gone through and you can cope, you can get through it. We've got, and I will. I mean, Roswell High is pretty raw right now.
Mm-hmm.
They've had a rough year.
They
have had a rough year, and we've. I'm taking my admin team, my principals, and my assistant supes and coordinators and directors over to kind of watch. And I've had a couple that I've excused. I've said, you know what, I think you're good. You don't need to really watch.
You don't need to be reminded of this.
You're still living this on a day-to-day basis with kids and parents and lockers that are unoccupied, and just we're good.
Too many reminders. In your current state.
Not necessarily something that they've got to go through, but hats off to the team that puts this together.
But I also hope too that this also sinks that message home. It's like you kids over at Goddard today, you get to go home from this one. There's kids over at Roswell that they experience it. You know what I mean? It kind of.
Well, it doesn't have to be.
It makes what's going on at Goddard right now that much more important. The fact that we just went through this stuff with Roswell High, and in just a series of different events, but all leading to tragedy here, and really at the end of the day, we talk about drinking and driving, and it's not always that. It's sometimes it's just bad choices. It's just young and dumb. Well, and that's why we would just say we get it. When you're young, you make dumb. Let's do what we can to avoid making as few of those, so you get to come back tomorrow.
And Diane has really pushed hard now with the texting.
Yeah,
and that's my thing. I get it. It's there. It's right there. And I won't be a hypocrite and say that I've never done it.
Yeah, we've all done it.
But I know one thing is that I have done everything I can to try not to pull that off. And I'm out here by myself. Well, it's just as easy to roll that thing over by yourself on a road as it is, going through different things or intersections or whatever.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same way. And to be honest, I'm being a little bit jerkish, like with my wife. Like she'll start because my wife is
good.
But my wife is notorious for wanting to diddy bop with songs, and I'm like, you can't. What are you doing? And hey, stop, hey, and I used to get, and so I get on her. Now she gets, but yeah, that you're absolutely right. We're all guilty of it at some point, even if it's like, okay, well, I just need to put yes real quick or whatever, and it's like I can do it at the traffic light. Like no, put it down. It's not worth it.
It's funny. I'm glad I have a smartphone because I'm pretty dumb when it comes to how to use it. Mm-hmm. And I'll have my kids tell me, well, you can do this or you can do that. Well, if you just had your headphones in, you can do this. Or if it's through Apple CarPlay through the car.
Right.
And I've discovered some things moving forward with that you can still communicate. And you can get them in your ear and you can use the CarPlay and you can do a lot of stuff.
And I know some cars will read texts and all that stuff.
Mine will do that. And
I don't think mine does. If it does, I haven't seen it do it yet.
More reason to get another one.
Well, it'll tell me all kinds of stuff. Like occasionally, I guess some of our our EMS vehicles have some kind of GPS thing on them? Because every once in a while, I'll be diddy-bopping around, and all of a sudden my car will, boop, there's an emergency vehicle approaching.
Yeah.
And then not all the time I get that, though. So I'm guessing there's some kind of thing on a car. But I got all that, but I don't think I've seen the text one of mine. I don't know if that's a Jeep thing. I don't know.
Well, and I know, like with the ones we've got with Apple CarPlay, and we're going somewhere, and you've got the map on, and it'll notify you of different things. But you know, even on something like this, maybe they're hearing this, maybe they drive by and they see it, and I'm going to tell you right now, don't go by Goddard.
Yeah,
just don't go by.
Just.
I mean, if you're that curious, cool. Go park your car somewhere far away. If you want to walk over and kind of catch and see what some of it is, but they're going, like they said, they're going to bring a helicopter in. They've got multiple fire trucks.
Yeah.
Traditionally the road right in front of Goddard is blocked off now, so that would be East Country Club is from Garden all the way around to the road that comes right behind it. Might be Deborah.
Okay.
No, maybe something like that.
I know the area you talk about. I don't know what's
and it's blocked off. They'll usually land the helicopter over by the softball fields if the wind isn't too bad. Fingers crossed, because that is an impactful deal. Of course,
there's a lot of neighborhoods over there, so if you live over there, you might just get a front row seat to the show.
Well, and two, you know, if all that does is make you go, yeah, I probably need to put the phone down. And if you don't do that, you know, every little bit helps. In present company included. I mean,
absolutely,
most definitely, I'm not a perfect person, but you know, you just. Some of these things are so avoidable, and that is what they will hammer home to those kids.
And that's what really today and all that's about is like literally a split second's decision or one choice could have changed all of this.
It did not have to happen. You know, you get a medical prognosis or something happens to you. That's maybe somebody else's decision. But the one that you have control over, control it and do the best you can with that. So, yeah, really, really thankful to the group. And,
they do a great job, and we do appreciate it, everything. And again, I'm so thankful that, you know, Diane and her team in coordinating, you know, because there's a lot of moving. There are so many different entities and organizations that it takes to work in concert to happen, and they do an amazing job of doing this every year.
Yeah.
And we're so thankful. But today is that day.
Yeah.
If you have business at Goddard,
wait,
it might just.
I'm sorry, I don't normally talk like that.
But you're right. Maybe do tomorrow.
Well, and the other piece is if you've got something and you have a doctor's appointment or something like that.
Yeah.
Unless it is just probably earth shattering, let your kids see this.
Yeah.
And but the other thing, like you said, talk to your kids. Tonight when they come home, hey, how did school go? What happened today? Tell me about that. Tomorrow, well, how do you know? Open up the dialogue with them, because that really, you know, they're opening the door for really great things to happen, and they need the parents and the grandparents and the caregivers and whoever else to step in and say, I got it from here. I'll take it.
Absolutely.
And that would make them
cement the thing.
Well, it would. If you want to say what could you do to help these groups that are doing this, you would make their day.
Well,
if you
having
did
these
that.
conversations might have you from having to sit there and read an obituary to everybody, but in a real term instead of in a mock situation.
Absolutely.
So, before we go, though, is there any highlights from school board we would definitely want to put on people's radar? I know we're kind of, but we did have a meeting this week. So. Is there anything that is of note to mention to anybody? Or
we had a couple of things that were pretty cool last night. We recognized our Spanish spelling bee winner, Marian Fernanda Leva Ontaveros.
And they got a few extra letters in their spelling bee.
I'm going to tell you right.
Ch's
gosh.
and L-Yays and L-Rays.
She's an 8th grader at Mason. She's actually headed up to Albuquerque for the Spanish state spelling bee competition, and we wish her the best of luck. Acknowledge Charlie's Angels 2026 state dance champions in MAA. I think this is 6 in a row for Miss Castro, 18 overall. I asked her when they were just going to name the award after her.
I'm about to say at this point.
Yeah, and she's humble, but I had to rib her a little bit for that. But always good to get those girls in there and recognize them. They do a ton of work, as everybody does. But you know what? When you win, you win.
Exactly.
And that's one of the
when you're the best at what you do in the nation.
to the victors go the spoils.
Yeah.
But lots of finishing up the year kind of stuff. Had a lot of bars that went through, lots of different things, lots of finalizing grants, spending all of our money.
This is kind of a button up because obviously we're this end of the school year is coming. The fiscal year is right around the end of that's right around the corner. So.
Yeah, we were able to get our unit value for next year. So the irony for us is a kid is not paid per kid. We don't get money for each kid.
Mm-hmm.
They break a kid into a unit, or 2 units, or 3 units, or 4 units, however it works. And Mr. Sexton and his team are working. We actually have a meeting on the 30th with our budget committee. We've got, so that would be Mr. Edwards, and I'm trying to think of my other board member that serves on that one. That might be, I'm not going to do it because I'll screw it up. I have 2 board members that serve on that. We bring them in. We talk about, the plan for the money next year. And again, 90% of our money is salaries and benefits, just like it's always been. This isn't a new thing. And the other 10%, you're going to give a large group of it to keep your maintenance moving and forward.
Mm-hmm.
Buy your books, and what we cut up whatever's left and move on from there.
Sure.
So getting ready for that. We'll take that before the board, hopefully at the May meeting. Had a very nice donation from the Roswell Geological Society.
Okay.
To both schools, to both high schools, a considerable chunk of opportunity. I'll just say it like that.
Nice.
And
is it weighty? It's rocks and stuff.
Well,
it's got to be heavy.
It would be if I'd got to hold it, but they didn't do that for me. But that hats off to them. Didn't want any recognition. Didn't mind if I said their name, but didn't want a ton of recognition. So
Sure.
thank you for that. Had the summer internship flyer that I handed you a minute ago, and it pretty cool. We got roughly about 45, 50 businesses that have signed up. We're still processing.
Okay.
There's more information about that on our webpage. High school kids working in local businesses. And
it's like an internship kind of mentorship kind of
yes,
deal.
Sir. Partnership.
Yeah.
So our next step. So we've been talking for years about that next step and that next step.
Sure.
Here you go.
Well, it's that real world.
Yeah.
It's giving the students an opportunity to see, put theory into practice, to see
sir.
all that stuff. And to be honest, find interest. Find, again, more, as we've talked about this, more that, especially at the high school level, we're trying to show them there's different paths than maybe just college. These are other, work, specialty schools or specialty programs or career fields. And so, this is another avenue to expose students to more opportunities.
Right.
So
well, and the state's helping. I mean, the state's picking up the tab with this, and so it's an opportunity for these businesses to get a shot. Kind of a we may need a do over as a gimme. And if we like and we want to keep, and it's just a really, really neat opportunity.
Not to mention, it could be setting the table as they start out as an intern. Next thing you know, they're going to be running the company in 10 years. You know what I mean? Or
well, you want them back. You
exactly.
want to keep up with them, and they're going to. Yes, maybe they are going to go out of town to go to college, but you
come back.
I've got a summer gig. I've got a Christmas break gig for you, and it opens the doors.
It's kind of building a farm system a little bit for these.
Well, the other thing it does is it renews our commitment to the economic capacity here in Roswell, and in our partnership with the businesses, so that we're actually putting out not only students that have a high quality education, but can actually contribute to our town as well. And that's huge.
I would imagine, like when you get like the EDC and those worlds, when they're trying to lure businesses and things, and one of those big numbers is populations because of labor pools and labor forces, and now with programs like this, that kind of opens that up a little bit.
I hope, because they've been very good to us, and they work tirelessly to try to get people to come to Roswell to, start their businesses and employ people, so that we can, it's a positive cycle.
Absolutely.
So,
I think this is great. It's a win-win, it sounds like, for me. And so we'll see.
Really, other than that, not a ton. I mean, just lots of business. We've got awards season coming up. And I say that, elementary awards and honor rolls and student councils and graduations. And so
Wilbow's going to be extra busy this year because Eastern is going to be doing their graduation there this year.
Got Eastern doing their graduation there. We actually bumped up early college the Saturday prior to when we do the rest of them, because they wanted to go back to the Wool Bowl, and I was like, yeah, that's fine, but I'm killing my maintenance crews.
But Wool Bowl's going to be busy here in the graduation season in May here.
And as it should.
Yeah.
It's, hats off to the city for giving everybody the opportunity to utilize that.
Yeah.
And, fill it up. Go. Come early, yell loud.
And then we'll all watch the weather reports together and hope it doesn't rain that day. I warned Dr. Palia, I said, now you're in. I said, you're going to be like everybody else that weekend. Everyone's a weatherman that weekend.
Well, I'll help you out. There'll be a 40% chance of isolated showers that night with possible damaging wind and hail.
Yeah, you want to guarantee an opportunity for rain? Just pick the graduation weekend. I guarantee that's going to have a rain chance that weekend.
Oh, I'll go out on a limb, and there's nothing like standing at the 50-yard line looking in all directions going, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That was my very first graduation. My wife made so much fun of me. She says, "You're an idiot." I said, pretty much.
Yeah.
But it didn't rain.
There you go.
So
hey, that's just. I mean, it happens. I've seen it. It's like hold. All right, we're good. Let her rip. Yeah,
well, or there's somebody actually in front of the storm, giving you a mileage amount that we're 20 miles out. We're 15 miles out, and you're sitting there looking, going, "We're not even done with the introductions."
Right.
And then you go over and you go, "Okay, no offense. Let's go."
Yeah. All right, windbag. Wrap that speech up, Professor. Let's go.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. We're walking. We're shaking. We're breaking. We're going. We're moving.
Oh, and there's been more than once that we have told the name reader, "Okay, look, we got 10 minutes. There's 300 of them, and then muy bien. Let's go."
That's right. Guess what? All the Michaels, your Mikes right now. All the Roberts, your Robs.
Yep. And if you have 3 names, I'm sorry.
That's right. You get one.
You get one. More to come on that in May, though.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to that.
Absolutely. Well, as always, Brian, appreciate what you do and anything we can do to help. And folks, Dean, don't forget, today's every 15 minutes. Goddard High is going to be the host school for that again this year.
Yes, sir.
Today, tomorrow, it's going to get kind of heavy over there. Be prepared.
Yes, sir.
Good deal. Well, thank you, sir, and we'll see you next time.
Awesome. Thank you, bud.
All right, it is 8:55. Let's pause for some news and the other thing before the thing. We'll be back. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. The next round of U.S.-Iran peace talks could, according to President Trump, happen over the next 2 days. They could be held in Islamabad again or maybe in Geneva this time. Meanwhile, the U.S. and Iran have reportedly worked out an agreement in principle to extend the 2-week ceasefire due to expire in a week. This would allow for more diplomacy. Israel and Lebanon have been talking, engaged in U.S.-mediated discussions in Washington, their first diplomatic talks in decades. Congressional Republicans are pressing ahead with a go-it-alone approach to fully funding the Department of Homeland Security. And a stubborn weather pattern is funneling a lot of hot air into the eastern U.S., threatening to shatter record highs into the weekend. On Wall Street, the Dow's down 89 points. More details, srnnews.com.
Hey, take me out of my old trade. Take me out of my ride.
Hey, Roswell, spring out of your old car, truck, or SUV today and hop into a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle with massive savings during the spring out sales event at Roswell Ford. Are you still making payments on your current vehicle and want out early? Your friends at Roswell Ford need your trade today, so we're willing to overpay even if you owe up to $10,000 more than your trade is worth. We'll do whatever it takes to help you escape so you can upgrade to a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Roswell Ford has partnered with more aggressive lenders that will push to approve your credit with great rates and terms, even if it's less than perfect. Lower prices, exceptional trade-in values, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. Interest accrues from date of sale with approved credit, subject to lender approval. Offers not combined.
I have a snake for your drain. You might want to step back.
Oh no, baby.
All AC units moke a little. Is normal.
Oh no, baby.
Aha! Now your sprinkler system's strong like bull.
Come on now. Don't let any fool work on your plumbing and air conditioning. Fergalicious. From clogged drains to sprinkler systems, Fergie's Plumbing and Heating is on the job. And who are you going to call for air filters and spring servicing on your AC unit? Fergalicious. Call Fergie's today, 622-2660. Nothing but love. Fergalicious.
The 4th annual Roswell Honda Classic Charity Golf Tournament is coming April 18th and 19th at the Spring River Golf Course in Roswell. A huge thank you to Trans Aero Medevac for being our golf ball drop sponsor. They'll be flying overhead, dropping the prize balls right onto the course from their helicopter. Saturday, April 19th at 12:30 p.m. Come be a part of the golf ball drop at the Roswell Honda Classic Charity Golf Tournament, April 18th and 19th at Spring River Golf Course in Roswell. See you on the green.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Astronauts are not allowed to eat beans before they go into space because passing wind in a spacesuit damages them. The suit's for the astronauts. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. We are closing in on 9 o'clock. Stay tuned next hour. We're going to replay our interview about 9:15 or so. Dr. Sean Powell with Eastern Mexico University Roswell joined us yesterday talking a bit about some of their upcoming events. I say some. They had a whole bevy. They got the, with the camps coming up as we get kind of, like we said, graduation, all that's like a month away. And then we hit the summer and they have their big, their Black Rocket camp and all the other camps they got going on. So Dr. Powell's got a bevy of activities to tell us about. So we'll play that for you next hour. It is closing in on 9 o'clock. Time for Town Hall News. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. KEND or Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side of news.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. Cleanup today across weather-ravaged parts of the Midwest, although more violent weather is possible, while back east, the AC will be going tilt.
A long-lasting weather pattern is blasting hot air across the eastern U.S. and threatening to shatter record highs. Cities like New York, Philadelphia, and Atlanta are experiencing unusual April heat. Forecasters say the near-record temperatures could last into the weekend. The heat follows severe storms in Kansas, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. More storms are in the forecast for the Midwest. Experts note that the duration of this heat wave is rare for April. The heat can be stressful on the human body, especially since many have not yet acclimated to higher temperatures. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
The U.S. and Iran reportedly have a tentative agreement to extend the 2-week ceasefire due to expire in a week, this to allow more time for diplomacy. Congressional Republicans pushing on with a go-it-alone strategy for fully funding the Department of Homeland Security.
Senate Majority Leader John Thune says that Republicans will try to pass the money for ICE and Customs and Border Protection, quote, the hard way. That means bypassing Democrats who have kept DHS shut down for almost 2 months and stalled bipartisan negotiations. Thune says Republicans are instead preparing a partisan bill that they'll try to pass under a complicated, time-consuming maneuver called budget reconciliation that only requires a simple majority vote in the 53-47 Senate. Ken Lorman reporting. 9 dead, 13 wounded. The latest school shooting in Turkey, the second such shooting in as many days. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 218 points, while the NASDAQ 217 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to give you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
As the Sudan civil war enters its fourth year, international mediators hope to step up humanitarian aid and get peace talks back on track.
3 years ago today, battles broke out in Khartoum. The capital was the epicenter of this vicious civil war until the army recaptured it from paramilitary RSF fighters. Now, the city is relatively calm, but conflict continues in the west and south of the country, and conditions there are catastrophic. Pockets of famine, with millions of people surviving on just one meal a day. Sudan's economy has collapsed. 65% of the population is in need of food, water, shelter, and medicine.
The BBC's Barbara Plett-Usher. The UN says at least 250 people, including Rohingya refugees and Bangladeshi nationals, are missing after a boat capsized in the Andaman Sea recently. The Bangladesh Coast Guard says 9 people were rescued. News and analysis at townhall.com. You may have to find another place to buy that Slurpee.
According to earnings filings published last week, 7-Eleven's North American operator plans to close 645 stores in the 2026 fiscal year. That's far more than the 205 locations it plans to open during that same time frame. The Japan-based parent of the convenience chain noted that the closures, quote, include the conversion to wholesale fuel stores. The latest cuts arrive as higher prices strain consumers around the world, making life harder for retailers as well. Bob Agnew reporting.
Many Americans are turning to artificial intelligence tools like ChatGPT for medical advice. Gallup poll out today finds that about 1 in 4 U.S. adults used AI for health information in the past month. This poll comes on the heels of at least 3 other surveys with similar findings. Gallup found people often use AI chatbots for quick answers to medical questions. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to our Crazy Dearness of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday. Yes. I thought I was going to go all Friday on you, but it's just Wednesday.
Oh, just when you thought it was safe to Friday, we hit you with Wednesday.
Yep.
By the way, hearts, thoughts, and prayers going out to folks out there in Artesia for dealing with what they dealt with yesterday.
Yeah, there was some kind of
I don't think it was like a threat. I don't think it was a shootout. It was
a threat or something.
Some type of threat of a bomb.
That's what a bomb threat. I knew it was something, and it was kind of a. Thank God, a whole lot of nothing.
Right, absolutely.
But there was a lot of people just anxious because they were trying to get information. There was a lot to be had.
The schools were in shelter-in-place, mode for a while, and it was just real touch and go. And especially in a place like Artesia, that's so close knit. It's just, I mean, news travels. Bad gas travels fast in a small town.
True that. That is true,
as they say.
But yeah, all is doing good here. Of course, if you're just tuning in, and maybe stay away from Goddard right now. They're about to do the every 15-minute stuff. So,
well, I think
if you see a big accident, actually about 9:30 is usually around when they're starting all that stuff. So.
But I'm not sure. And again, I could be completely wrong on this. But from the way I remembered it, is they would take out the students every 15 minutes throughout the course of the day. The actual thing doesn't happen until after the fact, or not after school, but like towards the end of the day.
Well, from my understanding is the way Brian and all them were talking is they've been taking them out this morning here, and then about 9:30 the student body is going to go out and see the crash.
Okay, because I remember, and again, I'm drawing from knowledge from 20 some odd years ago, but I remember over the PA. You could hear the 911 call. They were like playing the 911 call, and that's what kind of alerted students to go out to. It was so at Roswell High. It's the parking lot next to the cafeteria, between the cafeteria and the tennis courts, where the student parking area. That's where it was all set up on that road leading over to Hobbs.
Okay,
and so they had the crash there, and all the students. And
from my understanding is they're going to have part of East Country Club and that area right around the Goddard High there proper is going to be closed off. So.
Right, which shouldn't complicate picking my kids up today at all. Actually, no, the good news is...
Actually, by the time you go to pick them up, they'll probably be cleared off by then.
The good news is also it's Wednesday, so it's early release for Hunter. So I pick him up at 1:30. So that should be...
Actually, that might be worse for you. It might be better an hour later.
Crap. All right, fine. I'll circle around, okay?
We'll see. I could be wrong.
I'll make it work somehow.
Put him in the mail. Just send him home.
Can you guys just send? He's a very resourceful kid. Just send him on his way. He'll find his way.
3 stamps top should be enough.
Dude, he destroyed me yesterday. So he likes to, whenever I pick them up from school and come back here, he likes to run up the stairs while me and Rhiannon are lazy and take the elevator.
Oh, I caught a little bit of that when y'all were coming back. I didn't catch all of it about it.
Usually he gets up here and then he'll like hide behind the Coke machine or somewhere obvious.
Sure.
But he's getting crafty.
He's getting good, huh?
I came up, looked around, couldn't find him in the hall. And of course, Rhiannon does, handles things super well. So she's like, I'm like, calm down. He's doing this on purpose.
Right.
We came in the office. I called his name. I looked around. Nothing. At this point, my heart starts rumbling. Something happened before he even hit the door.
Right.
Somebody took him. He fell down the stairs.
Right.
Something happened.
Sure. You're thinking
so I'm
the worst.
Racing to the stairs, and Rhiannon goes, he's in the office. I'm like, I was terrified.
You got to teach the boy Ali oxen free.
No, I need to handle my stuff better is what I need to do. But
that's the rule if you're going to play the hiding game. But if I say Ali oxen, that means give up. You got to give up.
He is. I think it's because he's so small and he moves quietly.
Sure.
He can, and also fit into some tight spaces. He'll kill you in a game of hide and seek.
For now,
yeah.
I too was a small crafty kid. I know.
Now you're just a small crafty man. Yeah. I was a small crafty boy once.
Anymore.
Nah.
Yep.
Hey, big heart though. All right, big heart.
Yeah, the size of good Grinches.
You should probably get that checked out.
Yeah, it's actually overplated. Yep. So that's all going on today, Goddard here, and big thank you to our guests, Brian Luck last hour. Of course, we had Mike Taylor and Daniel Fuller and Mike Briscoe over Borden join us in the 7 o'clock hour, so we do appreciate that.
It was pretty funny when I was taking Rhiannon to school. She goes, that's the guy from the Signs, huh? I'm like, yep. That's the guy from the Signs.
That's right. See, he gets a lot of signs, and people know. So that's why I don't participate on signs.
Well, she ruined me on those too, because she just out of nowhere and kind of apropos of nothing. She goes, if I had a nickel for every political and sheriff's sign I've seen today, I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had 5 nickels.
Yeah, that's a quarter.
And so now every time I look at one of those signs, all I can think is, there's another nickel. There's another one. There's another one. Now I associate politics with nickels.
That's right. Collecting them like soda. You have to get soda water, soda money, all that good stuff.
They can't cancel nickels yet.
No. So, real quick, not that anyone cares except me and 3 other people. So, Washington unveiling new unis today.
Oh, yeah?
I think they're out. I think I saw them right before the 9 o'clock hour.
I'm going to guess maroon.
No, it's
I'm just kidding.
It's burgundy.
Oh, well, if I'm burgundy. Excuse me. I didn't have my flow chart.
Well, you don't realize, it was kind of funny. Years ago, I'm trying to think when, I guess it would have been early 2000s, they, Redskins, when they hired Greg Zorn to be their head coach. And when Greg Zorn was hired to be the head coach of the Redskins. I'll never forget in his welcome, glad to be a part of the team kind of thing. He called our colors maroon and yellow, and oh boy, howdy did he catch flack.
Ooh, that hurts. It's like when the new acting director of FEMA got to the office and found out that there is. I learned for the first time that there's something called a hurricane season.
Yeah,
you messed up right out the gate, buddy.
Yeah.
That's not a good look.
But yeah, they've unveiled new unis, and I know that they're going back to the Super Bowl era uniforms that the Redskins had, obviously minus the Redskins logo.
Sure.
But from what I saw, just glancing, I'm going to do a deeper dive here in a minute. They updated the black uniforms too, and those look sharp.
I do.
From what I saw, the black, their alternate uniform. They updated the logo. They've added more burgundy in there.
Ooh.
It looks sharp.
Ooh, that is nice. Yeah, I'm looking at some of these new ones now. Yeah, and maybe it's the lighting, but that black especially with the Commanders logo.
Yeah, I like it.
It really pops. Is that a new logo?
Yeah, they put a spear. They put
I was going to say they didn't have that before.
That's an homage to the Redskins.
Sure.
Our old, not the Chief Weitzel Indian head logo.
Right.
But the other, we had a spear. That was one of our, in the 60s, that was one of our logos.
Gotcha.
And so it's an homage to that. So
nice. But yeah, that's looking pretty sharp.
I enjoyed the black one.
I'm seeing three. The
red,
the home
the burgundy top is their home.
Right.
The white
is their away, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Now that white and the other two, the white and the burgundy, those color schemes and patterns are set up to what they wore in the 80s Super Bowl era. Those that's how they wore it with the Redskins.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah. But I knew that was kind of, but the third jersey, or third uniform is.
So what is that? So that's not is that a throwback? That's not.
No, it's alternate. They'll wear it once or twice a year.
Okay.
And it's like like they had a black uniform before that they introduced, and it's the problem is there's like very little burgundy in it.
Right.
It's gold and black.
Yeah.
And it's like burgundy's and so this one incorporates much more burgundy, which I love.
With the stripe on the top. Yeah,
it looks so much sharper.
It really does.
Yeah,
it's always funny to me though, because whenever we talk about like uniforms, I always think of Seattle. The 1 year, the year that they had that just all lime green. I think it was their.
I think that
was their away uniform or something.
Oh, no, I think the NFL does this color rush, and so they'll have like teams wear all the same color, and I think the Seattle's color rush was that yellow.
Well, what gets me about that is when you look at the Seahawks logo, that green that made up the entirety of the uniform is right there. It's just in the Seahawks eye.
It's just a very
that's the only pop of green there is in the entire logo.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think it's a little bit of a stretch. It's not one of your colors.
But it does kind of work with that blue-green combo.
Don't get me wrong. I love the uniform.
Yeah.
That's why I always go back to it, because those were the ones that really popped.
Well, and black's not part of now they've incorporated it since they've been the Commanders, but when the Redskins were the Redskins, black was not a color scheme.
It's just burgundy and gold.
Burgundy, gold, and white. That was our three colors. That's it. They've incorporated black since they become the Commanders.
I see.
So that's been the ad. So I'm sure y'all don't want to talk about uniforms the whole time. So
that's
probably
the whole reason people watch football. I mean, you can enjoy players and stuff, but if you're a fan of a franchise, you're a fan of a uniform.
Yeah.
Because the players are going to change every year. You're a fan of the uniform. So this is the stuff that matters to us lay fans.
To be honest, I like I'm a huge fan of Detroit's black uniforms they put out last year or year before, whatever it was. And the Redskin blacks kind of remind me of that, minus obviously instead of that blue they use, it's the burgundy and gold. But sure, it kind of reminds me of that, and I like that uniform. So it's pretty cool. So.
Indeed.
All right, it is 9:17. Let us do this. Let us get you up to date on the weather, and then we're going to take a quick commercial break. I'm going to blow right through that, and then we're going to play our interview with Dr. Powell from ENMUR talking about a bevy of activities happening at ENMUR. So that's up next. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters. I got to play sports this time, so I got to work in stuff. So I got to shut up to get time to do that. So we're working now.
Weather this hour brought to you by Southwest Bearing under new ownership. Custom solutions for your heavy equipment. Hydraulic hoses, hose repair, bearings, seals, sprockets, belts, tools, fluids, and fittings.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Little windy today, 15 to 25 miles an hour, but we get sunshine. High pressure will be over the southwestern states covering our area, about 80 on the afternoon high. We're in the mid-40s overnight. The wind will calm down a little bit, and then sunny and a little breezy on Thursday. And it will be warmer, too. We'll be in the mid-80s. Looks like we'll stay in the mid-80s with sunshine on Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Still burning cash on posters that get tattered, tired, and tossed? Turn heads with vibrant LED posters from DSI. Plug and play with custom updatable graphics. Showcase a single showstopper or link several for a seamless video wall. For over 27 years, DSI has helped New Mexico businesses communicate smarter with printers, IT support, AV, and more. Ready to elevate your message and cut costs? Call 888-386-7834 or visit dsinm.com today.
Flush mount dishwasher that installs flush with the surrounding cabinets at Bush Appliance in Roswell. A third rack provides space for silverware and hard-to-fit utensils. Plus, this dishwasher meets ADA standards for acceptable design. Shop Whirlpool dishwashers today at Bush Appliance in Roswell. Who you gonna call? Bush Appliance. Stop by 111 West Country Club Road in Roswell or call 575-622-6390.
This summer, enjoy outdoor family fun with seamless Wi-Fi, now available from Plateau. Great news, Roswell. Construction on Zone 39 is officially complete. Save on the speed you need with Plateau. Switch today and get reliable, blazing fast speed to stream more, game more, and surf more than ever before. Plus consistent billing and no data caps. And with Plateau, you'll save more too. Call 1-877-PLATEAU or log on to plateautel.com today. Plateau. Tried, true, trusted.
Do you have missing teeth or would like them replaced? If you think dental implants are not affordable, think again. At Maupin & Brown Dentistry, their goal has always been to provide the highest quality dentistry in a state-of-the-art office at a reasonable price. They routinely treat patients that have traveled out of town for a consultation but cannot afford the treatment quoted. If this sounds like your story, come in today. As one of New Mexico's largest users of the world-class Nobel implants, they're able to purchase in volume and pass the savings on to you. So if you're missing a tooth or have loose dentures, call today for a free evaluation, which includes a free 3D x-ray. You'll be given treatment options and an honest evaluation with no hard sell, no arm twisting. But don't take our word for it. Just ask one of the thousands of patients they've treated. Maupin & Brown Dentistry, your choice for experienced, affordable, state-of-the-art dentistry. Call 627-0141 or visit maupinbrown.com.
When you or a loved one need medical transport, Trans-Aero answers the call. Trans-Aero Medevac operates 3 rotorcraft bases and 1 fixed-wing base in southeastern New Mexico, allowing them to respond quickly to emergencies across diverse terrains. Their fleet extends coverage deep into New Mexico and West Texas, including Artesia, Carlsbad, Roswell, Ruidoso, Midland, Lubbock, and the surrounding areas. Ready to answer the call when every second counts. Trans-Aero Medevac, proudly serving southeastern New Mexico and West Texas. Flown for free, thanks to the partnership from the City of Artesia and Trans-Aero Medevac. Life support by air.
It's Mornings with Mike Winters. He's portly, short, balding, short-sighted, and long-winded. Sorry, ladies, he's taken. Here's Mike Winters.
Studio this morning. Dr. Sean Powell back with us from Eastern New Mexico University, Roswell. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
Doing great. How about yourself? It's one of these days where it's like you start out with a coat, and by the end of the day, you're kind of in a short sleeve T-shirt and got the coat wrapped around your thing. But yeah, it's kind of that time of year. But other than that, doing good. So how about yourself?
We're doing well. I got a few things coming up here that I want to go over. I've got my phone out here with a list. It's hard to believe I have this much stuff, but
You've got an action-packed.
We've got a few things happening before the end of the year.
Well, I think as spring happens, weather gets nicer, people want to do things,
right?
And I got to be honest, the campus in and of itself is just a nice place to have outdoor activities and things because it's just got a lot of you got a lot of public park-like space out there, a place you can just kind of sit under a tree or something. And so it kind of makes sense if people want to do stuff out there, particularly, stuff out like in the courtyards and the various outdoor places.
Well, I'm going to run down this list if that's okay.
Sure.
So I don't lose the list on
here.
my phone here. Yeah. So on April 22nd, we're going to have a transfer day. And so that will be for anyone who wants to look at going to ENMU or other four-year campuses.
Okay.
And then that same day, it's real exciting. The Media Arts program is putting on a student film showcase in the PAC.
Oh, cool.
And that's going to be at 5:30. So
this is kind of the film students. They've all, I guess, part of an assignment. They all had to create a film.
Yes.
And so they'll be kind of doing a festival showing all their various student films that they created.
And it's been a while since we've done one of these. And so
that sounds like fun.
The 22nd, everyone's invited. And again, it's going to be at the Performing Arts Center at 5:30. The next day on the 23rd, we have a career fair, and I understand this is going to be held outside because of the number of vendors that they have and number of people coming.
So do your wind/rain dances. Make sure either of those stay at bay that day.
Hope everything stays clean on the
spring.
23rd, right? And then May 7th, the Secretary of Higher Education, Stephanie Rodriguez, is going to be here in town.
Okay.
She's going to be doing a couple of things on our campus, and public are invited to come, anyone that wants to. May 7th, we're going to do a ribbon cutting for the renovations that have been going on in the Health Science Building.
Excellent.
And so this is going to add on to the nursing program numbers and how many nurses they can graduate. And then later,
which is kind of vital because, as you all know, it's kind of standing room only. Get into the nursing program, and this will help alleviate some of those demands right there. So this is long time coming for the nursing and medical side of the programs here.
Well, in the nursing program, I can brag about them a little bit. So they had 14 students take the licensing exam. 13 of them passed it on the first try.
Awesome.
And the other one passed it the second time through. So, 14 out of 14 came out of the program.
So not only are they, putting out a lot of candidates, but a lot of great candidates that I can tell you're going to hit the ground running in this town where I'm sure they can write their own ticket once they complete the program because they are that in demand around here. So.
Well, and next month, 32 of them are scheduled to graduate.
Awesome.
So just great things happening on campus from the health science side.
I know. When they walk the stage, this is a dumb question, but when they walk the stage, I mean, obviously they wear the school colors and cap and gown, but they're nurses. Should they have a white cap and gown? I don't know. What's the rule on that?
So great question. And they have their own pinning ceremony.
Okay, very good. They don't do the part of the mass graduation here.
Yeah, they do the mass graduation.
But their nursing part, yeah. Gotcha.
But then they have many of our health science programs have their own pinning ceremonies.
Okay.
So EMS has a pinning ceremony. Our OTA program, Occupational Therapy Assistance Program, has a pinning ceremony. The nurses have a pinning ceremony.
Okay.
And so that's more dedicated to the nursing students.
That's where they turn them upside down.
Program.
I'm just kidding. Hey, what happens in the program, we stays in the... No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, we're in the military.
Sure.
You know about things about...
I understand. So anyway, May 7th, that May 7th date's going to be great for us. Again, Secretary Rodriguez is going to be here. And as far as her involvement with this project, she was involved. She came down and looked at it. We had some initial drawings. And this is a state-funded project. So we really appreciate all the help of all the taxpayers in the state. And this was about a $2.5 million project. Local construction company was the contractor for it. And so May 7th, we're going to do the ribbon cutting.
Excellent.
The chamber redcoats will be there.
Excellent.
So it's going to be a nice event.
What's kind of the timetable they expect it to be completed?
The
actual updates and things.
Well, they're going to be done in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And
Okay.
then we'll do
So it's that quick. Okay.
And then we'll do the ribbon cutting May 7th.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're less than a month out.
Very good. Good.
Less than a month
Okay.
out.
I was thinking groundbreaking for some reason.
No,
not
this
ribbon
is
cutting.
this is ribbon cutting.
Okay.
So
Very good. We're at the end, not the beginning.
We're at the end,
so.
yeah. And then also Secretary Rodriguez will talk at our adult education graduation.
Okay.
And that's one of our really strong programs here, and it meets a lot of needs in the community. And if someone has been out of school, didn't finish high school, I really encourage you to contact our adult education office, because I think it's a great chance for someone to get those credentials and be able to move forward. And everyone knows that the difference between high school graduation and not having that credential in terms of lifelong employment
Absolutely.
is a big difference.
It's one of these things, when we grew up, they kind of was always, without the diploma, you can't get a job. Even the thing is, not even fast food places will hire you if you can't have your high school diploma, at least, and types of things. And now we live in a world where, sure, if you're an entrepreneurial and internet and you got some knowledge, okay, but sure, you can be very financially without that high school diploma or equivalency or a college degree. Sure, you can make that argument. However, you are again. This is kind of getting into, if your dream is what you're going to do when you grow up. I'm going to play in the NFL. Awesome, great dream, great goal. Realize 1 out of every 1,000 people get that chance to do that. What you're betting on is kind of getting into that territory a little bit here, and this is, and I don't, even in today's age. Without that high school diploma, you can't. You won't even. They won't even look at your application, let alone peel back the next layer of onions to get to know you or something like that. Unless you've at least got that high school equivalency. The only exception to that rule is if you're currently in high school and it's a part-time job. I mean, it's just people. And this is what, for folks that don't know, and if I'm wrong on this, is one of the things that they say about this is if someone's trying to hire you, it's not even so much about the knowledge. It's like they don't care how, unless the job's relevant to this, but they're like, I don't know how far in algebra they got. That's not the important thing here. The important thing is that you completed something, that if you were given a job and start to finish, you completed that thing. And so by you at least having that high school diploma, that shows that says this person is willing to, commit to a goal and achieve that goal. And so that's part of what, even just having that high school equivalency or diploma or that college degree, it's showing that ID, proof of capability kind of thing, that I am a capable person, that if you give me a job, I can do it from start to finish. That's one of the things they're looking for. And so that's why almost not so much, I'm not saying what you do in school is not important. Like, if you're going to be an engineer, that you need to pursue classes that steer in that thing. Don't be starting in art history and then roll up and say I'm an engineer because I got a college degree. But right. That being said, that's that. And am I wrong on that, or anything I'm saying on that's off base? Please
I appreciate your comments, and I think again our adult education staff does a great job working with all individuals.
Sure.
They work with the cadets in Youth Challenge. They provide all the educational programming for them to be able to meet that high school equivalency requirement. Right. And then I think it's around 1,000 people that they serve every year.
That's awesome.
And so it's just an opportunity for individuals to get to that accomplishment. And they have a wide range of ages. I don't know currently right now what those ranges are, but I've seen 50, 60-year-olds get out there and go through the graduation ceremony because it's been a lifelong goal for them and they want to do it. But the sooner, and to the point that you're making, the sooner you can get that done. We know that life pops up and things happen and things get delayed, but
if the more opportunities,
if folks want to work on that adult education program, get the high school equivalency, I would strongly encourage them to do it.
And depending on the companies too, sometimes it's maybe we already got a job. Well, now that you have a high school equivalency, your pay just went up $3 an hour or whatever that is, because now you have, and so that there's financial reasons to do this too, not just the personal growth. And like you were mentioning earlier too, I know there's a lot of stories of I think there was one who went and got back, not this per se, but got their degree through Eastern a couple years ago and was literally a man, I think, in his 70s, and he did it to prove a point to his grandkid.
Yes.
That's amazing.
And we've got a couple of others like that.
Yeah.
I think our oldest student in the academic side is 78, and he's finishing a degree in math.
Yeah.
So
love it.
It's just one of those opportunities that are out there.
Absolutely.
So that's May 7th.
Okay.
So again, ribbon cutting for the health science renovation, the nursing program, and the adult education graduation. Secretary Rodriguez, the higher ed secretary,
It'll be a busy day, May 7th.
She'll be at both those events.
Very good.
And then we'll have spring graduation the next day, May 8th, at the Wool Bowl.
Okay.
So there won't be any seat restrictions this time.
But it is a potential an outdoor event, and you all know, like I know that weekend, graduation weekend, because it's kind of and I don't know if it's the same weekend as the high school or if it's around theirs, but that weekend when Roswell High and the university, they all kind of do. There's always that threat, and it's like, and it'll get dark at this time of day, but usually it works out. But just saying, now that you're at the Wool Bowl doing this, welcome to the family. That weekend, it's going to be a lot of weather. A lot of meteorologists out there are going to be that weekend.
And I think we're 2 or 3 weeks prior to the school districts because they're going to do that Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, they kind of book up the weekend with events at that weekend. So, but absolutely. I'm just saying, welcome. Now you got a new wave of meteorologists that weekend.
Sure. And we're excited to do that.
Sure.
And we have a large number of students graduating, so we're happy about hosting this. And again, there won't be any limits on the number of people.
That'll be the fun part.
Bring.
You can bring everybody in and pack the Wool Bowl here and so it'll be fun. But I know the thing. It's gonna be that time of year. So good deal.
June 1st, summer classes start.
Okay.
And like you and I talk about, registration is open right now for the summer and fall.
Yeah.
And the sooner you sign up, the more opportunities you'll have to get into the classes that fit your schedule and that you want.
The early bird gets the worm on this. And especially if you're signing up for fall right now, you probably got, if you've got narrow windowed classes or classes that, it's kind of there's limited number of those and certain days and limited spaces, so you can get locked into those now. And now summer, you're right in the heart of sign up for summer. So please note, the summer semester is a slightly smaller semester as far as course workload. There's not as many offerings during the summer as the fall and spring semesters. So, but if you want to getting a jump on, like if you're just starting, or if you're trying to, I want to finish up a semester too early, or whatever your game plan is, or no, I'm trying to knock out a degree in a year and I got to load up my summer too. Whatever your goals are, Eastern can help you navigate to that. But please, it's not too early yet. If you want to sign up for fall classes, you can go online right now, or if you haven't registered, you can come down to the campus, register right now, and start with a summer class if you want, and then maybe dip a toe this summer and then do full-on dive in the fall if you want. If you're maybe if it's been a minute since you've been to school or something, and say, I'll take one class during the summer and then I'll kind of do more of a full workload in the fall kind of thing. But it'd be a great time to do that. So.
And then June 1st to July 10th, this is an opportunity for 8th graders who are here in Roswell and also Dexter, Hagerman, Lake Arthur. The Youth Challenge program has been running summer programming for 8th graders the last couple of years in Albuquerque.
Okay.
And so they're bringing it to this part of the state, to the southeastern part of the state, and we'll be hosting that on our campus. And so if students or families are interested in having their 8th graders get involved with this, or the 8th graders are interested, contact the school counselors and they can give you more information.
Excellent.
But this is a project of the National Guard in New Mexico, wants to provide more opportunities.
Great.
And so these are day programs. It's not residential, but it's a day program, Monday through Friday, and it'll go for about 6 weeks there. And it'll be an opportunity to learn additional math and science skills and other
so
things.
They'll work on curriculum and stuff too. And I imagine too, just knowing how the Guard works and things work, the team building is very important and all that. So So if you want to get your eighth grader kind of exposed to more people, more opportunities, this sounds like a great way to kind of get it in. And certainly, if you have an eighth grader that is interested in, military paths or something, there's a lot of people they can brains to pick for that event. So, but there's not, by all means, there's nothing to do with that. Like if you have no military, if you're just working on the math and science, please come down for that. But if you do have aspirations for military, or your child does, this might be a great feeler for them a little bit too.
Sure. And they'll have other activities that the youth can get involved with. As you said, there'll be some military structure to it, but no expectations or requirements that someone enlists or joins. It's just an opportunity that the Youth Challenge program is putting out for these eighth graders, including some activities where they're going to travel, go to different parts of this part of the state and visit.
It's kind of a chance to challenge your child a little bit and give them a chance to, expose some hidden talents. We'll say that.
And then June 12th to the 14th, we're hosting about 50 students from across the state. And the Martin Luther King Jr. Commission is doing a youth summer program for that weekend. They're going to do it on our campus. And what we're hoping is to be able to video some of those youth and talk about what MLK means to them, and hopefully we'll be able to get those videos done, and then we'll show those on June 19th. Campus will be closed on Juneteenth. But June 19th, we will hopefully be able to share those videos that the students made.
Perfect.
I told you there's a lot. And then, we have,
take the big break.
Yeah.
All right.
we have Kids College, July 6th to the 10th. That's going on again this year.
Yeah, because it's summer camp season right after this, and the college hosts multiple opportunities for youth of various age levels, young to teen and in between. So
we have the Kids College, July 6th to 10th. Chris Bullard would be the best point of contact at the campus for that. And then also Black Rocket Camp is going to go the 13th of July to the 23rd. So there's a couple of different iterations of that.
And I think the Kids College, that's the one they do the roadblocks and all that, or is that the Black Rocket? I mixed them up.
Yeah, that's Black Rocket.
But it's kind of STEAM related stuff, and I think they do some video. And so if you've got kids into creative content creating and things, I think they'd work with a lot of that kind of stuff too. So if you got kids that love to do that tech content, that kind of stuff, these camps are right in their wheelhouse. So good deal.
So appreciate the chance to share all that. And again,
did we get through?
If folks are interested, I got through with the list. If individuals are interested in registering, looking at summer or fall classes, again, I encourage you to get on our website, roswell.enmu.edu, as soon as you can, and get with one of our advisors so they can figure out what the next steps are for you.
Sure. Just curious, it's been a minute, but I know, and I don't know, I think we may have passed some of the window, but isn't this kind of that window when they got to get like their FAFSA type of information if you're wanting financial aid? Isn't this that kind of, or did we miss those windows? Was that March, or is that now?
It's still happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in, especially for the fall, I don't know if you can qualify for summer this year, but probably maybe fall. Getting those ducks lined up right now. If you haven't done that, and I don't care what your financial status is. If you're a student at EMUR, you should dip a toe in the financial aid and see what's available to you out there. But I know the FAFSA form, which is kind of your gateway to the scholarships, I know you got to get that done first. And if you have any questions about any of that stuff, don't hesitate to hit the financial aid office or admission office, and they'll be happy to kind of navigate you through that stuff and get you through there. But please, the moment, especially if you're signed up as a student, as soon as you're done with admissions and you're picking classes and all that, then march your butt right into the financial aid office and say, hey, where can I find some let's find, turn over some rocks and find me some money to pay for this. That's what they love doing. That's what they do. So let them, but the FAFSA form's a ticket to paradise. If you don't have that done, they can't do much for you.
Right. That's a first step, and that really helps. You get that done, then you can move forward a little easier than if you don't have it done.
Absolutely.
I'll just put it that way.
Definitely too. And then of course too, don't forget, I mean, most people know all this too, and like you got coming up here with the transfer event here. If students want to learn about transferring to different universities and things. But good news is if you're transferring to another state university, you're pretty much golden. Everything is going to transfer seamlessly to this. So if you're going to UNM or NMSU or New Mexico Tech or certainly Portales,
right?
Everything's going to just slip. Now, once you cross borders into Colorado or Texas, then it might, like if you're going to Tech or somewhere up north, then it might get
things change a little bit.
And so this workshop will probably brighten your wheelhouse, but certainly go anyway, whether if you're going. But know that if you're going to another New Mexico accredited college, it's pretty much exact transfer 1-for-1, and you're not missing a beat wherever you're going. So,
and that's one of the things the state of New Mexico has done with the common course numbering, where the courses that people take, for especially general education courses, they're going to transfer to the other institutions in the state. And I also just want to say that there's opportunity scholarship and lottery scholarship funding that's available.
Absolutely.
And so the sooner you apply, the sooner you talk with financial aid and get a better idea of what's the path forward.
You're setting yourself up for better opportunities.
You'll have more options.
It's kind of like fishing. You got to go early and get the hooks in early, because then you get more time, getting hooks in the water. It's no different. You got to get your hooks in early to get the Dr. Powell, is there anything we missed? Or anything
I can't think of anything.
Excellent. Right. Of course, roswell.enmu.edu is the website. You can go there anytime. Like we said, you can start registering right now for the summer and fall semesters. If you have not registered for the college, and then you can at least start the process online, but you're going to come down to the campus and talk with some counselors and things and get just to find out exactly and get you set up, whether you're pursuing a degree plan or if you're this, I'm retired, I want to pick an enrichment class or anything in between there. The advisor is going to help you navigate through all that stuff. So.
Well, again, thanks for the time today. And like you said, the weather, we're not sure how it's going to go, but we'll hopefully get through the weekend. It'll be a little cooler.
Exactly. But put some rocks in your pocket today, I can tell you that. So, thank you, Dr. Powell, and we'll see you here next time. And anything else we can do, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Exactly. But put some rocks in your pocket today, I can tell you that. So, thank you, Dr. Powell, and we'll see you here next time. And anything else we can do, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. The next round of U.S.-Iran peace talks could, according to President Trump, happen over the next 2 days. They could be held in Islamabad again, or maybe in Geneva this time. Meanwhile, the U.S. and Iran have reportedly worked out an agreement in principle to extend the 2-week ceasefire due to expire in a week. This would allow for more diplomacy. Israel and Lebanon have been talking, engaged in U.S.-mediated discussions in Washington, their first diplomatic talks in decades. Congressional Republicans are pressing ahead with a go-it-alone approach to fully funding the Department of Homeland Security. And a stubborn weather pattern is funneling a lot of hot air into the eastern U.S., threatening to shatter record highs into the weekend. On Wall Street, the Dow's down 89 points. More details, srnnews.com.
Your morning cup of Sean. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
I can't find instances in which the church has spoken out strongly against the number one state sponsor of terror. And unfortunately, evil has always existed. And look, there's different analysis if you want to look at the Catholic Church and their reaction to Hitler and the rise of fascism and Nazism in World War II, in that their criticism was muted at best. And while they did make humanitarian efforts to help individuals out, and they deserve all the credit in the world for that, because that was a courageous thing to do, I think the church could have been more outspoken about evil in its time.
The conservative underground meets later today on the Sean Hannity Show.
Still burning cash on posters that get tattered, tired, and tossed? Turn heads with vibrant LED posters from DSI. Plug and play with custom updatable graphics. Showcase a single showstopper or link several for a seamless video wall. For over 27 years, DSI has helped New Mexico businesses communicate smarter with printers, IT support, AV, and more. Ready to elevate your message and cut costs? Call 888-386-7834 or visit dsinm.com today.
Like many other companies do, but they are committed to delivering the best experience possible for their customers. And yes, I love Pure Talk service. They give you the same cell towers, the same 5G network as the big guys, AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, but you save, on average, as a family, over $1,000 a year. Now, I choose to do business with a company that shares my values. So what about you? Make the switch. Pound 250, keyword save now. That's pound 250, keyword save now. Make the switch to America's wireless company, Pure Talk. Talk.
Still burning cash on posters that get tattered, tired, and tossed? Turn heads with vibrant LED posters from DSI. Plug and play with custom updatable graphics. Showcase a single showstopper or link several for a seamless video wall. For over 27 years, DSI has helped New Mexico businesses communicate smarter with printers, IT support, AV, and more. Ready to elevate your message and cut costs? Call 888-386-7834 or visit dsinm.com today.
Report, tough way to start out the district schedule for the Roswell baseball team, losing at home to Hobbs by a score of 8-5, but that went 8 innings. That's how close that game was. Roswell will be going to Hobbs on Friday for hopefully some redemption. That starts at 5 o'clock in their second district contest. Meanwhile, the same two teams hooked up in softball for the district opener, and Hobbs no difficulty with the Coyotes winning 9-0 in the first game and 10-3 in the second. Roswell 0-2 in district play will play at Carlsbad Friday at 4:30 in their next action. That'll be a doubleheader. And then also in softball action on Tuesday, Goddard fell at Artesia of 14-4. Goddard plays at home against Portales, a pair on Friday. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Little windy today, 15 to 25 miles an hour, but we get sunshine. High pressure will be over the southwestern states covering our area, about 80 on the afternoon high. We're in the mid-40s overnight. The wind will calm down a little bit, and then sunny and a little breezy on Thursday. And it will be warmer, too. We'll be in the mid-80s. Looks like we'll stay in the mid-80s with sunshine on Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Wall Street began the day not too far from where it closed yesterday. Financial markets are watching the Mideast as mediators work to extend the U.S.-Iran ceasefire, allowing more time for diplomacy. President Trump predicts another round of U.S.-Iran talks in a few days. Oil prices hover below $100. Benchmark U.S. crude rose $1.03 to $92.31 per barrel. Brent crude picked up $1.23 to $96.02. The Walt Disney Company has begun layoffs expected to lead to 1,000 company-wide job cuts. These layoffs come on the heels of January's consolidation of Disney's marketing division. Global inflation this year will likely hit 4.4%, up from 4.1% last year. That's the prediction of the International Monetary Fund. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Artesia General Hospital presents seasonal reminders for a healthier spring. With new growth all around us, spring is the perfect time to refresh your health. Start with the air you breathe. Replace home air filters and reduce allergens indoors. Step outside and move your body daily. Even a short walk can improve mood and heart health. Add colorful fruits and vegetables to your meals for natural energy and immune support. And don't put off preventive care. A simple checkup today can make a big difference tomorrow. Make this spring your healthiest yet. These healthy living reminders are brought to you by Artesia General Hospital, ready to take care of you and your family.
Spring has moved in at the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop. Discover beautiful spring fabrics plus top-notch sewing machines. We're your certified dealer and repair station for Handy Quilter long arm and Brother sewing machines, and scissor sharpening is available. Join our beginning embroidery and quilting classes. Log on to roswellquilting.com to shop online today and follow the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop on Facebook. Want to know how? Come to the Cow. The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop, 200 East College in Roswell.
Step into a world of magic and adventure because The Wizard of Oz is truly timeless. And now it's coming to the Ocotillo stage as the Artesia Arts Council partners with Way Way Off Broadway to bring this beloved classic to life April 25th and 26th, featuring talented local performers, vibrant costumes, and all the wonder of Dorothy's unforgettable journey down the Yellow Brick Road. Don't miss your chance to experience the magic live. Secure your tickets today at artesiaartscouncil.com. Ad paid by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Got wheels? Get deals. The Deals for Wheels event is on now at Roswell Honda. Right now, trade in anything with wheels and get up to $3,000 towards your next new Honda. We're talking cars, trucks, ATVs, bicycles, motorcycles, scooters, even golf carts. While you're here, register to win an outdoor bundle complete with tabletop grill or a premium bundle with a 5-burner grill. Get 1 ticket for stopping by, 3 with test driver service, and 5 with vehicle purchase. Drawing April 25th at 1 p.m. sharp. Deals for Wheels on now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Looking to start, continue, or complete your higher education journey? Join the more than 5,700 current Greyhounds on their journey to student success. Eastern New Mexico University offers the most affordable higher education degree in the Southwest, and New Mexico residents can go to school tuition-free with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. With online or in-person degrees, ENMU is the right choice for you. For more information, visit enmu.edu. ENMU, student success, that's what we're about.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Really smart. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I took the gas hose out of my car's tank. Ooh, not smart. And I drove off while still attached to pump number 3.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. China has more English speakers than the United States. They have more Chinese speakers, too. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 9:56. Got a few minutes here before they kick me off the radio.
Like physically, they come in and remove him.
They do.
Have you ever been pulled out with like your feet drug in front of you? Yeah, that's how they take him out.
Right. They do, man. They don't mess around here. But before they do drag me out, do want to remind you this Saturday night, the Roswell Symphony Orchestra and Dr. John Farrer, music director, presents Ravel and Tchaikovsky this Saturday night, April 18th at the Pearson Auditorium, there on the beautiful campus of the New Mexico Military Institute. Performance starts at 7:30 p.m., featuring these words, which I will butcher. Van Clipburn, piano competition bronze medal winner, Evren Ozel, and
I got to tell you, I went, because I put the commercial together, so I had to pull up video of this guy.
Yeah.
It's like he's got 15 fingers. This man plays the piano the way, what's the guy from Rage? Morello. The way he does guitar. Like, it's insane watching this guy play.
Nice. So he will be live on stage. Yes. Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. Tickets are on sale now. All you need to do is log on to RoswellSymphonyOrchestra.org and get your tickets there. I believe tickets will be available at the door, but why risk it? Yeah. Go online, Roswell Symphony Orchestra.
Peace of mind.
Yeah, but that'll be this Saturday night. And while you're at the website, check out some of their other shows. And they're in the middle of their season now, but here shortly they'll have a new season, and first opportunity to get season tickets and all that will be right around the corner too.
And if you're a fan of symphonic music, of just the art of symphony in general, it's absolutely worth it to get a season pass, because you get more than your bang for your buck.
Absolutely, yeah. They're and as I say, it's kind of like the RSO it's made up of literally the tops of their field from all over basically the Southwest, and they come to Roswell to do this.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So,
right.
Kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it's sort of a thing.
Yeah, so that's this Saturday night.
That's
so.
right.
Other than that, man, it's just this. I got a deeper dive into the uniforms, and I really, really like the black uniforms.
Yeah, and I know that these were professionally shot with perfect lighting and all that, but the matte finish on the helmet, I dig that. That's.
Well, and I kind of like the alternative logo that's on the black. It's basically the W, of which the Commander's logo, but now they got a spear that kind of goes straight through the W.
And it's
it's only on the alternates. It's not on the main uniform. My guess is it's a transition thing. Like, because I know the NFL has rules on like 5 years you can change your logo or whatever. So I'm wondering if they're setting the table now, they're putting this on the alternate, so in a couple years they can just transition this to be the logo. But I don't know. But either way, it's an improvement.
Oh, absolutely.
And I like it. So me happy.
I feel like the arena footballs, maybe the USFLs of the world have sort of like forced the NFL to kind of up their visual game.
Yeah.
And kind of like, you know, make it more interesting to watch. Yeah, the fundamentals of the game are always going to be there, but let's get these colors popping.
The NFL, they're going to mark it.
We're watching in 4K. I want to see some brightness.
All I'm telling you is moments after that unveil, you could literally go on to Fanatics and buy the jersey for $150 or whatever it is.
Right now, the NFL's doing a deal with AEW where they're selling title belts, but with team logos.
Yeah.
And so, they announced yesterday. You know, these things are like, of course, as soon as anything gets revealed, they're like, "Yep, merch available.
Yeah,
go buy from us."
I ain't gonna lie, I could procure one of those black helmets. I'd put that back there, Summers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a mini helmet or?
It's a big one.
A full size?
I'd want a full size big one. I guess minis would have to.
Only if you put it on.
I'd wear it.
No, I mean on air, like you.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, we got to go, but
I'll get you the helmet. I'll wear my lucha mask.